T&D Sports, an exclusive video broadcast.
Welcome to Hofstra University's side of this year's National Football Foundation All Star Football Classic. Hi everyone, I'm Greg Sarah of Newsday Sports, and we're about to see the top seniors from Long Island go against the best from New York City. I'm joined by Ben Dixon of Newsday Sports, and Ben, it's going to be a hot one.
Certainly is, Greg. Pleasure to be here with you. It feels like baseball weather, but I know everyone involved with this is super happy it's back and ready to get going here.
Fantastic setting here at Hofstra in Hempstead. Nice crowd. The team's dressed in Michigan blue and yellow, and Ohio State silver, white, and red. I mean, uniforms are awesome looking.
Tremendous. I mean, credit to Rydell, Rich Polo, the area representative there. They did a great job of making these uniforms, the helmets, look exactly like it's a Michigan OSU game. It's a big-time feel for this game, Greg, and certainly deserves it.
The National Football Foundation, the New York City chapter, has done a fine job setting this game up. It had a 5-year hiatus. We had the Boomer Empire Challenge for 24 years. Super popular event, the Midsummer Classic.
Yep.
And now it's back. It's back in a little bit of a different form, but I see it gaining momentum and just being as good as it was years ago.
Definitely is, and game coordinator Pete Blyberg said it's the same blueprint that they have for this game, so it's going to be a success, and this is just year one back here.
The top players, Nassau and Suffolk, against the top players from New York City. What do you expect in this football game? A lot of fireworks?
Fireworks is the exact word I was going to use there. This game is devised to help the offense. It's what it should be in an all-star game. It's going to be really competitive. Don't get me wrong. These teams definitely want to beat each other. Look at a nice little flyover here by the National Police helicopter as we're talking. But, expect fireworks here and expect, a lot of points devised for the offense, and it should be a fun one.
You got to love the pipe and drums, the honor guard,
the
flyover. I mean, this is all big-time stuff. Exciting for all the players. I talked to a lot of guys on the field while they were warming up, and it's just a lot of guys saying this is their last game wearing football gear, and it means a lot to them to be invited to play in this game.
And for a lot of them, it's a chance that they didn't necessarily expect to have either, so they're kind of taking that last chance and, making the most of it. It's been a fun week of practices here at Hofstra, some walkthroughs before that. They're certainly making the most of it.
We have Steve Zimmer leading the officiating crew. We'll get you all those guys' names. They volunteer for today's game, come out and do a great job for all the players from New York City and Long Island. And Ben, you said there are different rules. It's designed to score more points, to be more exciting for the crowd. In fact, what are the different rules that our viewers, so they don't see guys blitzing all off the edge, and you know what I mean? Like they're trying to let people score points.
Absolutely. So defense has to be in a 4-3-4 alignment. A little bit more X's and O stuff here. The free safety's got to be between the hash marks. And go ahead, Greg.
You have the roster here for New York City. All the guys that are playing in today's game. I love the way we did those elements on the screen. Michigan elements, right?
Looks great.
How cool was it to see Jeremy Ruckert before the game? And he's the big-time tight end for the New York Jets, who was the Hanson Award winner here in Suffolk County, Long Island, went to Ohio State. So I asked him before the game, what do you think of the uniforms? He says, I'm not really happy with those uniforms, Michigan, but I love these uniforms at Ohio State. Jeremy, what a great guy. Totally cool that he came down here for all the players and show his support. And here's the Long Island roster. Another great group of guys. Real excited to be here. And we had an opportunity to talk to people before the game, too. And what was the overall feel?
The overall feel is kind of just like we just mentioned. A lot of these guys are college lacrosse players. Some of them are going on to play football at the next level in college, but some of them, like you just said, last football game they ever played. It's just the general excitement, the fact that they have one more chance that they thought was over when they lost in the playoffs last year, or they won their final game, or maybe they didn't even make the playoffs. To have this opportunity, months after their football season ended, right with graduation and prom and everything here, it's a nice little thing for these high school seniors for sure.
Well, they finish the coin flip, and we will get the signal from our officials. It looks like New York City will receive, and they will receive in the it'll be the north end zone. Long Island will kick off. We'll be going right to left. We're about to get started. When we come back, the National Football Foundation's All Star Football Classic in a moment.
Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Half pipe leave you full of pain? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle, so you can feel better, faster.
This will be the best game you ever play in your life. We have an all-star coaching staff. They're all head coaches, all successful head coaches from the 5 boroughs. We've got phone calls from California, Texas, Ohio, people who saw our game and said, "That's a high school all-star game?" Because you will be treated like a Division I athlete, if not better, in this contest. Everything that we're doing here tonight is custom built for you. When that helmet comes out of the box, your name is going to be imprinted on it.
Brody Schaefer set to kick off for Long Island. Schaefer was an outstanding athlete at West Hampton Beach Pen and big leg, number 12. And I'm always curious to see what happens on the kickoffs. Obviously, they don't use the new NFL rules. It's still the old style kickoff.
Yeah, and from what I've heard, New York City's got some great return men back there, too. So we'll see if we get some explosives right away.
And we're underway. Ball taken around the 5-yard line. Looks like number 1 breaks his first tackle. And it's taken down Tyler Cabasa at the 25-yard line, 1st and 10, New York City. So, Ben, do they open it up and go deep right away, or they try to run the ball, establish the run?
Oh, I would love to see a little trick play right off the bat. But some of those offensive rules, like we said, it's more devised to help the offense. But some of the restrictions that they have, there's got to be one back in the backfield there at all times. No shifts. The offense can send a man in motion, except it's the tight end who cannot move. So we'll see what happens here. Obviously, a lot more rules to the defense, which we can get into this possession. But as you'll see here, free safety's got to remain between those hash marks. And, we'll see. Fireworks right away.
New York City comes up to the football. Corey Reese at quarterback, number 14 from Lincoln. In the backfield, he's joined by Tyler Cabasa, number 1, a running back from Clinton. Back to pass, and he's going to be sacked. In on the play right away, Curtis Ely III from Freeport. Great penetration coming off the left end, Ben, for a 4-yard loss, and we're going to take another look at that. Good snap. Everything's clean. He's going to look to his right. And now he's in trouble. Ely comes right in.
Oh, he had no choice there. Great job by Curtis Ely. Second team All Long Island guy from Freeport this past year, 6'4", 250. Presence there at D-tackle.
That'll bring up a 2nd down and 14. The white hat referee of this crew is Steve Zimmer, an NFL official, donating his time for today's game.
And that's another cool aspect, Greg, to get NFL and college officials in the game here. It makes it feel even bigger for these guys.
Yeah, it's tremendous. 2nd down, 14. The city team getting their play in as Cabasa jogs back out to the huddle. They'll spread him 3. No, they'll go 2 wide. And the halfback is Tyja Schulters of South Shore. Handoff inside. Schulters bounces it outside, and he's going to get some big yardage, Ben. Big block on the outside. Great job by Geika Paul from Lincoln. But there is a flag on the play. We'll see what the referees have. They're going to decline the penalty, apparently against Long Island, offsides on the defense. So it'll be a pickup of about 13 yards. It'll bring up 3rd down and a long 1. You see him jump just a little bit early, jump that count. Nice job bouncing it outside by Schulters for the big gain. It'll be 3rd down and a long 1, Ben. You see an inside run here?
I think so. I mean, also something that should be noted right away. Teams are only allowed 2 punts per half, so maybe they try and do a little trick play here, knowing that they're going to go for it on 4th. It'll be interesting. A little gamesmanship on both sides there with that restriction. A fun one for an all-star game.
Corey Reese in shotgun, and he gets.
That's Xavier Ali. He knew right away.
Yeah, encroachment. So it'll be 5 yards marked off against the Long Island defense. It'll be 1st down and 10 from the 39-yard line of New York City.
And I think right away, Greg, we got to bring up these clock rules too. It's 15 minutes, sort of unlike the traditional high school football game. The clock will be stopped on incomplete passes and out-of-bounds plays, and then rerun right when the ball is respotted by the officials.
Inside handoff again, number 3, Schulters. And he gets taken down.
Might have been Trayvon Holland in there from Bellport.
Yep, number 58, Trayvon Holland on the tackle, a pickup of 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7. We'll see the big hit by Holland. Ben, to take us through it.
See what happens here.
2nd down and 7.
Oh, that's a Holland right there. Holland from Bellport, first team All Long Island guy. He had a great season. It'll be interesting. We haven't seen too much, from the offense yet, but like we said, the defense kind of forced to play a 4-3-4. It'll be interesting when we see that first trick play.
2nd down and 7 from the 42-yard line. Reese in shotgun. He's back to pass a quick out. And he hits 0. Guy could pull. What a catch.
Nice yards after the catch there, too.
Nice move inside. He dips his hip inside and picks up 8 yards for a 1st down. New York City on the move. 2nd first down of the drive. They'll take it 1st and 10 at the Long Island 48. Nice throw by Reese. Right on the money. Big move right there.
Couple men missed there.
Yeah, Trayvon Holland all over the field trying to make that tackle. Now he's under center. Reese under center, and they're going to go up the middle on a sneak. And they're going to pull it forward for a lot of yardage, Benny. Looks like they got 5 yards on that sneak.
1st and 10 QB sneak in an All-Star game. I mean, you get the yardage there. I'm looking forward to this first, deep shot. Now, don't you agree, Greg? I'm looking forward to seeing a shot here. The rules are devised to help the offense. It would be cool to get something going here early and often.
Yeah, I think the city wants to set the tone. Long drive, whether it's methodical or they go for the big time score. I think they're really comfortable with their center, number 57 at center, Cyrus Cardona of Tottenville. He's looking real good, moving people out of the middle of that defense. Back in shotgun is Corey Reese, and handoff is inside again. Slippery running by Tyja Schulters of South Shore.
He's had a couple nice runs here early.
It's close to a 1st down.
A gain of 5 yards for a New York City 1st down.
Run on the outside. Number 3, Tyja Schulters. Sorry, we had a little bit of a problem with the headset, but we're back. 2nd down and 3 at the 30-yard line.
It's a few chunk plays for Schulters there early on.
Hey, he looks good running the football. It looks like he's in mid-season form, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And they go back to Tyler Cabasa, is back in the backfield, running back from Clinton. And again, City on the move, working the ball downfield, almost in the red zone of Long Island.
Feels like a good time for a shot to the end zone here. 2nd and short, approaching the red zone.
Twins right, maybe a pass play. He's got single coverage, top of your screen. Quick out, nice throw. Missed tackle, nice move. That'll be number 88, Solomon Dekutu of Lincoln. Another 1st down for New York City. And they're inside the 15-yard line. Outstanding throw and a great move, and you see him. So, Ben, right here, you got man coverage up at the top of our screen. He gets a snap, he just turns his hips and fires it out in a flat, short pass, and now let him do all the work. He's right on him for the tackle, just doesn't wrap him. And he gets a big gain of 12 yards and a 1st down. So it'll be 1st down and 10 from about the 14-yard line again. It looks like they'll go shotgun. Timeout, New York City.
New York City.
We're at 8 plays, 61 yards on the drive right now, 6:06 at the time of this first timeout. And it's been a pretty methodical drive right now for New York City.
So the officials out on the field today, we have referee Steve Zimmer and his crew. When we come back, we'll tell you who's donating their time from the officials.
And the 20.
Not feeling the love after your last tennis match? We've got specialists for that. Running for the train, derail your knee? We've got specialists for that. Diving after that grounder leaving you grounded? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
All right, guys, I'm here with Pat Ryder, the Nassau Police Commissioner, and he's put together a great day today. We had that flyover before. Everything looks fantastic. Why get involved with this, and just how does it feel to be here? I know you got your football.
Yeah, listen, I got a football out of the deal. It's pretty good, but, these are the kids that grew up in our PAL programs. They're growing up high school now and going on to be good citizens, going off to college. This is what it's all about, doing stuff, some fun competition, and bringing the kids together, and look at the crowd. Great, beautiful Saturday.
It's a great day. Thank you so much, Pat.
Thanks.
You. Back to you guys.
First down and 15. New York City on the move, 8 plays, 61 yards. Looking to score in the opening drive of the National Football Foundation All Star Football Classic. Corey Reese back in shotgun. Joined in the backfield again by Tyler Cabasa. Looks like he might be changing the play, Ben. Something that he likes, that man coverage up at the top of our screen.
How can you not? This quarterback in this game.
Oh, here you go. Padding out in the end. Whoa! Almost a great catch in the back of the end zone.
That's the first incompletion of the day there for Reese. He was 2 for 2, 26 yards before that. That was some catch there.
How about Solomon Dakotu of Lincoln getting up there with that right hand? He puts the pass right where only the receiving catcher gets way up and almost comes down with it. Outstanding play on the coverage in that corner of the end zone. It looked like, I'm not sure what number 10, was that Mike Menino? It was from Whitman. Tough task. No, it's actually number 18, Lucas Martin of Half Hollow Hills East. Man, he's got a tough assignment today, huh?
Yes, he does. He had a great season for Hills East, too. Great two-way play for them.
Twins to the right. Again, man coverage up at the top. And they're going to go inside handoff. Again, it's number 3, Tyja Schulters of South Shore. And he's going to pick up about 4 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 6 at the 11-yard line of Long Island. And, Ben, I go back to the single coverage, and I make Lucas Martin have to make a play. And right now they switched the defense up a little bit. Long Island moved Eric St. Louis out from Bayshore out on Dakutu to try to stop that man-on-man coverage. And here we go. He's all alone on an island. Top of your screen.
I think they're going to that twice here. If it doesn't work here on 4th again.
Will he fake the fade and go on the slant? He's looking right. Throws it out in the flat. Oh, and almost picked off. Nice diving play by number 21 in that. That looked like it was Blake Cascadden of Garden City. Almost with the pick on the ball out in the flat. So what do you think? They kick here?
They're sending out the field goal unit. Little note on today. You can fake field goals and you can fake PATs. You cannot fake punt.
So this would be a 28-yard try. And it looks like Andrew Stasko of Zavarian is coming out to kick. Number 42 on the hold. Sure-handed Dakotu of Lincoln.
Only 4 down linemen can rush to block the kick here, too. So also protecting the kickers on special teams.
Nice snap. Good kick right down the middle. And your first 3 points, a 28-yard field goal by Andrew Stasko of Zavarian. And it's 3-0. New York City, first drive of the game here, National Football Foundation's All Star Classic.
Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Half pipe leave you full of pain? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle, so you can feel better, faster.
My name is Timothy Smith. I'm the head coach at Holy Cross High School. I think that this is an unbelievable opportunity to showcase some of the talent in New York City and Long Island. The game always had a great reputation. To get it back means it's bringing New York football back to where it used to be. Years ago, when we used to play this game, we would get all kinds of Division I athletes in this game, professional players. To get that notoriety back will draw the big-time schools back to New York, which has been traditionally touted as a basketball state, and now we'll be getting some football interest back here. We're
back at Hofstra University. Greg Sarah of Newsday Sports Joined by Ben Dixon of Newsday Sports. And Ben, so far so good for the New York City team. A nice drive.
Was a nice drive. 12 plays, 65 yards, 753, capped off by that Andrew Stosko 28-yard field goal. I think if you're the Island, you're happy you only held them to 3 there, given the way they were driving. But,
yes,
good start nonetheless.
I'd agree. They moved the ball fairly well, and Stosko to kick off. And it'll be taken down at around the 15-yard line. It'll be number 2, Brady McKean of Cold Spring Harbor. Oh, and he's met right in the middle of the field. Number 5, Chris Etienne of South Shore. Big-time hit.
Oh, yeah.
Middle of the field. And I guess these guys live for those opportunities, right? Especially
Absolutely.
if it's your last time on the field. Nice play. Long Island will take over at the 32-yard line. Their first possession. Here we see the hit. Right down the middle of the field. He splits 2 tackles and then boom. Etienne lays the lumber. Gets a little bit of help. And Long Island will take over at the 32-yard line. Looks like the starting quarterback will be Brady Nash, the ISIP quarterback.
Yeah, 33 touchdowns, over 3,200 total yards a year ago, or this past fall, I should say. Great season for him.
He likes to throw it. Throws it out into the flat. Finds number 1, Dylan Tveder of Oceanside. Big time play. They'll go from the 32 to the 44-yard line. 12-yard gain, but we have a penalty. It looks like a hold on Long Island downfield. So we'll see where they walk it off. But there's a little pass out in the flat and a nice run by Tveder, but there's going to be a hold downfield,
Yep.
Ben. It'll negate that big gain. Let's see where they mark it off to.
Looks like that might have been number 6, Dylan Smith there on the outside. Good play call, though, to start things off for the Island.
So it'll be first down, and they mark it off 10 yards, so they'll lose the 10. It'll be 1st and 8 from the 34-yard line. The officiating crew, umpire Ken Hahir, head linesman Gene Higgins. The side judge is Frank Guerrero. The field judge is Harry Halakias. The back judge, Jerry Rishardi. The line judge, Mike Tuaratin, and the official, William Moran. Handoff inside, and that's going nowhere. Nice play inside the tackles. I like the way he tracked them down. It looked like Chris Etienne again with the big tackle, and pretty much no gain.
Yeah, I don't know how it's coming across on the television, but going downstairs earlier pregame, New York City's definitely got the size advantage on the line. It'll be interesting just to see how much the Island tries to run the ball, given that. I mean, the rules are going to be able to help them passing it, and they got a couple good quarterbacks in Nash and Joey Diesso, who we'll see later today.
Michael Berkery, no gain on that, and now we see Nash rolling out to the right. No one's open downfield, and he'll take it and get run out of bounds at around the 40, maybe the 40. Yeah, the 40-yard line. So that'll bring up 41-yard line, Ben, you think?
I think that's right there at the 41, 3rd and 1. Again, one of those situations with the maximum punts allowed per half. I don't know what these coaches are feeling with punts anyways in an all-star game, but we'll see what if it comes down to it, what they may end up deciding that first decision.
Well, we'll see if Long Island goes short yardage here, 3rd and 1, if they try to just get the first down and establish this drive. Yeah, inside handoff again. Nice run. Pickup of about 4. Looked like Christian Tadaro of Kari. Or was it Berkery?
I think it was Berkery in there, yep.
4 yards. Berkery had 2 monster seasons at Garden City. Just an inside give. There's Tadaro. He's going in front. And then they go back behind him. Big gain. Nice tackle on that play by Kamari Valentine of Cardinal Hayes. They go back to that bubble pass. Throws it out in the flat. Taken in by number 13, Jesse Brooks of Half Hollow Hills West. One of the things that the coaching staff told us about the Long Island team is the strength of the team is the receiving corps. They have between 9 and 11 receivers, guys that go out and be a game changer, make a difference. Like the city team has the size, you said, and the strength. They might be more physical. This is going to be more of a finesse offense for Long Island.
No doubt. And Jesse Brooks, who just had that, one of the great wide receivers on Long Island these past few years.
Flushed out of the pocket. Nash is going to take it around the left end, and he'll get hit out of bounds. There'll be a flag on that. He hit him way out of bounds at around the 41-yard line. They're going to mark off a personal foul at that point. He had run for about 6 yards on the gain, and then at the end, was shoved when he was clearly out of bounds. So they'll mark that off to bring the ball somewhere down by around the 31-yard line if it's a 10-yard penalty. Again, not a mistake you want to make and give up that kind of yardage, right, Ben?
No, definitely not.
Personal foul. It's a 15-yarder. It's a big one. It'll go down to the 27-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for Long Island and Brady Nash.
Yeah, you don't want to give him 15 yards, especially the drive that the city just had, taking almost 8 minutes off the clock there. The Island's in business right away.
He's going to roll student body right. Nash is going to take it himself and cut up inside. And now he's outside. And Nash is going to take it down to around the 10-yard line, 11-yard line for another first down, 14 yards. First down and 10 from the 12-yard line, Ben. Again, a little surprising that they went student body right there with all those blockers out front.
We're seeing Wildcat right now, Greg, with Berkery under center. It's a nice gain by him. Timeout, New York City.
Oh, that makes sense. So they switched it up.
Yep.
You know what's funny? When you look at these guys in an all-star game and all the numbers are different, you're not used to everybody. I was like, wow, Brady Nash running more than he's throwing. We have timeout for Long Island. And we're sitting up in the booth and we have all our charts and all the numbers, and we're trying to stay on top of who's who. But Long Island changing things up quite a bit here.
Yeah, and look, I was expecting that, frankly, a little bit more with New York City, but obviously, they had the great lengthy drive to get down there. Long Island showing a little bit, few different looks here early on. I like the Wildcat early with Berkery. Brady Nash, obviously, great quarterback from Islip. Showing him different looks. I like it.
Game plan switch. I think that started because we started to see some tremendous coverage downfield. The city guys are blanketing the receivers of Long Island. They said, we got to loosen that up, so we run the ball a little bit, establish the run, then maybe we can open up the passing game.
Yeah, and I think that's worked for the Island. I think the one thing that was a little tough earlier on in this drive, they got a few yards per, but the inside run, like we said, with the size. The Island's best situation here, especially with these rules that we keep bringing up that are devised to help the offense. Spread it out a little bit, get a Wildcat in there like Berkery, big athlete behind there, and under center. Not under center, the shotgun, I should say, but good mix early on from Long Island. It's been fun.
Both offenses showing some firepower and doing a nice job. The current drive, you have Nash is 2 for 2 for 20 yards. It looks like Berkery's run the ball really well.
He's got 3 rushes for 20 yards in this drive overall. 7 plays, 56 yards, 245.
Nash back at quarterback. He's joined in the backfield by, it looks like, Lucas Martin. Is that correct? It's a handoff inside. Maybe it was Berkery. Well,
that's 16. That's Berkery again.
Yeah. Just always has that forward lean, right?
Oh, yeah.
He was stopped for no gain. Somehow still manages 3 yards, 2nd and 7. We saw that for years at Garden City.
For years at Garden City. What a great career. Yeah. 2023 Thorpe Award winner, finalist this past year. I don't think he ever lost a game, Greg, as a varsity player.
I don't think he's ever been tackled for a loss. He's got such a great forward lean. Now we have in the backfield number 25 for Long Island, Tyler Violta of Massapequa, another really strong runner. This is a heck of a backfield with Berkery and Violta.
No doubt.
2nd down and 7. Nash takes it around the right end. He'll pick up maybe a yard. It'll be 3rd down and 6. Nice play. New York City linebacker. And it looks like number 24 got in there first, Saquon Lawton of Curtis. Real good pursuit by that City defense. I love the linebackers. They got some great speed, sideline to sideline. Another guy doing a great job over there is Kyle Toppin of Holy Cross. Nice blend of the Catholic schools and the New York City schools on that from the PSAL. You're gonna love when you see them all together.
Oh, it's great, and I love personally with the CHSFL where you see the Long Island and City Westchester crossover. So it's cool to see on that one team over there too.
Nash in shotgun, a quick out, throwing to number 15. A flag on the play. Coverage on the play by number 7, Jaden Locke of Erasmus Hall. But that is going to go incomplete. Nasir Edwards of Elmont, who won the wide receiver award as a junior 2 years ago. Let's see what the call is. It was 3rd down and 6 from the 9. Penalties against New York City.
Tough to tell in that replay there, but I think you just might have got a little grab there on Edwards.
No, I don't think it was on the defensive play in the end zone. I think the coverage was pretty good, but They're picking the flag up there. It might have been late. He was holding his jersey.
I think there were two different flags there. There's definitely a jersey pull there.
There was a jersey pull. But the other official in the center of the field called an offside. So they were picking between the two penalties.
Okay.
So obviously Long Island will take the hold in the end zone. It'll be 1st and goal from the 2. And Berkery will be joined in the backfield by Violta. The city will stack their linebackers behind the line. And they're going to roll right, and
that's a nice tackle there.
Wildcat, yep. They get Wildcat. Berkery gets stopped for no gain again. ATN having an outstanding game. Chris ATN of South Shore, 6'2", 230 yards. It's a big boy on that right end.
Yeah, I think Saquon Lawton might have gotten in there too.
So it'll be 2nd down and goal from the 2 with 2:05 remaining here in the first quarter of the National Football Foundation's All-Star Football Classic here at Hofstra University. What a day.
What a day indeed. And some of the nuances here with these short yardage situations, goal line offense can be considered, so it's a little bit different from what you'll see all day with some of these short yardage stuff. It's a 10th play, 66-yard drive right now. This will be the 11th play here with 1:58 left in the first quarter.
We've seen 2 possessions, and both of them have been monstrous drives. Can Long Island finish this off against a very tough interior of that New York City defense? It looks like they're talking to the coaches about the defensive scheme, what they're allowed to do and not allowed to do in coverage. It's man coverage here as trips to the left of quarterback Brady Nash of Islip. He's in the backfield with Michael Berkery of Garden City. And here we go.
You got Alec Anderson and Dylan Smith to the left.
Oh, and he's going to take it in. Fakes the handoff to Berkery and scores over the left guard. Brady Nash on a 2-yard touchdown run. Well-designed play. They collapsed that whole side of the line, Ben, to clear the way for the touchdown.
Yeah, beautiful. And I think just the mix that we saw from that drive from the island.
Look at that sun-splashed crowd, right? Football season, everybody's in shorts, but it's June.
Yeah, it's wild to think about. Let's see this replay again here.
Fake handoff.
Low snap, too.
Nice
Did
recovery.
a nice job pulling that back.
Yep.
Nice little celebration there, jumping into the end zone. A little finger roll. Brady Nash.
Go. Brody Schaefer from West Hampton Beach on to kick. Snap is low. Kick is off. And it's true. Nice job by Brody Schaefer. The hold on that play. It looked like it was number 11, Joey Diesso of Massapequa. And when we come back, Long Island leads New York City 7-3 here at Hofstra University. 1:37 left.
Not feeling the love after your last tennis match? We've got specialists for that. Running for the train, derail your knee? We've got specialists for that. Diving after that grounder, leaving you grounded? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
This will be the best game you ever played in your life. We have an all-star coaching staff. They're all head coaches, all successful head coaches from the 5 boroughs. We've got phone calls from California, Texas, Ohio, people who saw our game and said, "That's a high school all-star game?" Because you will be treated like a Division I athlete, if not better, in this contest. Everything that we're doing here tonight is custom built for you. When that helmet comes out of the box, your name's going to be imprinted on it.
Back at Hofstra University, Long Island. Long touchdown drive takes a 7-3 lead on New York City here in the National Football Foundation's All-Star Football Classic. And Ben, that drive was pretty spectacular.
Oh, yeah. 11 plays, 68 yards, 5:17, capped off by that 2-yard touchdown run by Brady Nash.
Schaefer to kick off. Taken at around the 12-yard line by number 3, Tyja Schultes. And he's tackled at the 31, maybe the 32-yard line. Gang tackled middle of the field. Nice job by everybody as they unpiled. Good work by that defense and that kick-off team. I watched those guys run down the field. Everybody's running with conviction. Everybody's looking to make that tackle, make their mark.
Yeah, and a little bit of a difference here for LI on the kickoffs. Obviously, Brady Schaefer's handling things. Mike Menino, the great kicker from Whitman, won the Brian Collins Award. He's going to Stony Brook. He's not dressed today, so not sure special teams will be the difference of this one, but something to note there.
Corey Reese back at quarterback for New York City. The outstanding quarterback from Lincoln High School. First down and 10 from the 32 of New York. He's back to pass. And he's going to go deep. There's your big play. And it's going to be dropped.
Oh, that should have been
Brody
picked.
Schaefer. You know?
And then Paul almost had a chance to still make a play on that ball.
Big coverage on Geika Paul. Double covered down the field with a little help from the safety. But Schaefer in great coverage. Ball underthrown just a little bit. No real wind at all today. So quarterback should be able to air it out. I like that he went deep.
Yeah, me too. No, like we've said, this is not football weather. This is beach weather. It's baseball weather. But team's giving it their best there. No wind, like you said. Would be nice to see a little bit of carry on a deep ball, but maybe later on today.
Second down and 10 as the first quarter winds down, under a minute and a half. Reese back in shotgun, and he's going to hand it off up the middle. Nice job getting away from that first tackler, but nothing doing after that. Big play. Number 96 from Long Island, Ben Pipolo of Northport.
Pipolo, 8 tackles for loss this past season. 7 of them sacks committed to Bryant University. Let's see this replay here.
Cyan Filbert on the carry from Lincoln. He's tackled for a 3-yard loss. It'll be third down and 13. And Ben, you're going to get to see another one of those long balls, unless they go screen pass. You know, most of the damage New York did on that first drive was in the middle of the field.
Yep.
You know, it looks like they're doing a great job up front with blocking. But third and 13, you're going to have to throw it down the field. You got to go vertical. Twins right. He's got a slot. Shotgun. Reese is going to go top of your screen to number 88. Solomon Dukotu. And it'll be fourth down and 13. And I think they'll use one of those 2 punts.
I think so, Greg. And we'll see here, because I think the quarter's going to run out here. We mentioned with the clock time, and it's just the last 4 minutes of the half where they'll do the normal stop clock. It'll stop before that on incomplete passes, out of bounds plays, but then as soon as the officials respot the ball, they're keeping it moving. So it looks like this punt, I don't know if they'll get it off in these final 5 seconds here.
No strategy with the punting game because there's no wind.
Yeah.
So they'll probably let the clock run out
that's
and
going to be
get
it.
set. So that'll do it here in the first quarter of the National Football Foundation All Star Football Classic. Long Island leads 7-3 over New York City. We're going to go down to Carissa Kelman. Oh, she's got Brady Nash. I like it.
Alrighty, I'm here with quarterback Brady Nash. That was a great touchdown drive. This got to be pretty cool. You have a lot of great targets to go to. Dylan Tvetter, you know, everybody really from all these different guys. Just tell me a little bit about that option that you had there at the end to get the touchdown.
It was a read option. Michael Berkery brought us all the way down the field. The O-line, they were balling out. The receivers even blocking. And I took it from Berkery, but it was open read, but it's really his touchdown. It was all credit to him.
That was awesome. Thank you. Back to you guys.
And Brady, congratulations on your touchdown. Carissa, you guys pulled an audible on me. That was tremendous. 7-3, Long Island leads New York City here at the National Football Foundation All Star Classic. We'll be back in just a moment.
This will be the best game you ever played in your life. We have an all-star coaching staff. They're all head coaches, all successful head coaches from the 5 boroughs. We've got phone calls from California, Texas, Ohio, people who saw our game and said, "It's a high school all-star game?" Because you will be treated like a Division I athlete, if not better, in this contest. Everything that we're doing here tonight is custom built for you. When that helmet comes out of the box, your name's going to be imprinted on it.
Hi, we're back at Hofstra University. Greg Sarah of Newsday Sports, joined by Ben Dixon. And I got to ask you, Ben, that was an impressive defensive stand.
Oh, yeah, very impressive. Look at some of these first quarter stats real quick. 57 yards each for each side, so pretty even. 5 first downs for the
Snap got over his head. Can he kick it? All right, he picked it up. Now he's running with it. It looks like
that's a safety.
Punter is going to get tackled for a safety. Tough snap over his head. Andrew Stosko doing everything he can to get out of harm's way. And he's tackled in the end zone by a host of Long Island defensive players. And that'll make it 9-3 Long Island. And New York will kick off from their 20-yard line, I believe, unless there's a special rule for that.
We'll see, but you look back for the Island. Obviously, New York City, great first drive, but holding them to a field goal. It's been all Island since then.
Here's the snap. It's just too tall, way up there. He tries to get up and get it. Now the hardest thing is to corral the ball, try to turn and kick. He looks over his shoulder. He knows he doesn't have a lot of time. Now right there, you got to just try to kick it.
Yep.
Instead, he tries to outrun guys that are just flying in the end zone, and he gets tackled.
54 in there.
Yep, by Frank Cerufo of Lynbrook. Great pursuit. Gets himself a safety. And again, Long Island will now receive the kickoff after the safety. They lead 9-3. You know, that's something that they work on in practice. You know, the long snapper is such a big key.
Oh, yeah.
To football. If you don't have a good long snapper, you're in trouble. Especially now with guys that are in shotgun all the time. Some guys shotgun, they're back 7-8 yards. You got to have somebody getting the ball back there.
Yeah, underappreciated and, you know, very, very under. You need him.
Shout out to Bradley Schwartz, who was a great long snapper at MacArthur High School.
Oh, yeah.
A couple of years ago. Wonderful kid. His dad, Peter Schwartz of WFAN, and was previously going to run the New York Dragons in the new Arena League, and has decided not to be involved moving forward. It's too bad because the man is so passionate. But his son was a long snapper. You couldn't believe the way he rifled balls back to the punter. I mean,
yeah.
It's a specialty. There's no doubt.
Yeah, and like we just said, you know, the value is there, but something that's kind of overlooked in the public eye, as we just saw there on that safety.
So now they got to make a decision. Do you kick off or do you punt it from the 20? A lot of guys decide to punt it because they get a lot more height and they kick it a lot further. So we'll see what Andrew Stosko decides to do here. Looks like he's going to punt from the 20-yard line. And it's going to be a short punt.
That's Tadaro.
Yep.
That's a great return, Greg.
It really is. 24 yards on the return. Number 19, Christian Tadaro of Cary High School. And they'll set up shop at about 35-yard line of New York City. Now, Ben, if they punted it from where they were before and you don't get the safety, do you still get the good field position?
Yeah, just with two fewer points on the board.
Here we are. They did an audible on us before. We're up here, they're down there, but it is steaming down there. I'm wondering what the temperature is right now. It was in the mid-80s when we started, and I think everybody's doing a great job with the water breaks and keep everybody hydrated and safe.
That's a must.
1st and 10, 35-yard line, Long Island. Back to passes. Joey Diesso complete in the flat to number 8, Gio Alvarez of William Floyd. Diesso rolling out right for the completion. It'll be 2nd down and 4.
Something you only see here in an All-Star game. Those two went against each other in the last 2 Long Island Class 1 championships. Diesso's Massapequa getting the best of Alvarez's Floyd there both times. But cool little tidbit there.
What an amazing story. Joey Diesso taking over as a junior, as the backup quarterback, leading the Massapequa Chiefs to the Long Island Championship, and then doing as a repeat last year as a senior. He's going down the middle of the field, wide open.
Ooh.
Big hit. Big hit, number 7, and that's going to be a targeting call. Jaden Locke of Erasmus Hall lays the boom on number 8, Gio Alvarez. Big gain on the play from the 29 to the 14, a 15-yard pass down the seam, wide open. Look at this play action. Steps back, beautiful delivery, wide open. But look at this hit. Bam!
And to hold on to the ball, too.
Yep.
Great
Tough
job by
kid.
Alvarez.
Hey, he's a William Floyd kid. Of course he holds on to the football.
You think these guys like playing together now instead of meeting each other in the biggest game in the island each year?
Paul Longo, all his guys are tough guys. So the ball moves down to the 9-yard line with the penalty tacked on. 1st and goal from the 9-yard line. Diesso at quarterback with Tyler Violta, his teammate at Massapequa. And they'll check for a play call, send it in. They got twins.
Got big J.J. Collins up there, too. He's got the height advantage in the top of the screen. And he's going right to him.
That'll be complete down to the 2-yard line. A nice delivery by Diesso. J.J. Collins of Farmingdale with the catch. Tough guy to cover. 6'5", 200 pounds. Talk about a mismatch.
I'd do it again. Keep him up there. He's got the height advantage.
Jaden Locke of Erasmus Hall with the tackle. Tough assignment for Jaden Locke. Jaden Locke, 5'9", 150 pounds, giving away 50 pounds and 8 inches. You're probably right. They come right back to him on a slant.
It's a little wildcat here.
It's a run by Violta. He's going to get in. And they call it a touchdown as the ball crossed the goal line. A 2-yard touchdown run by Tyler Violta of Massapequa.
Great job by Tadaro on the return, setting up that whole drive. And, quick points there for Long Island. All of a sudden, from down 3-0, chance to make it 16 unanswered here.
Great block up front by Howie Silverstein of Cary and Jack Groneveld of St. Anthony's, clearing out that left side, give Violta enough room to get in there and score the touchdown. Brings out Brody Schaefer. DSO on the hold, and the kick for the extra point is good. And Long Island leads 16-3. When we come back at Hofstra University, we'll hear from J.P. Cheslowitz on the sideline with our Carissa Kelman. Stay with us.
My name is Timothy Smith. I'm the head coach at Holy Cross High School. I think that this is an unbelievable opportunity to showcase some of the talent in New York City and Long Island. The game always had a great reputation. To get it back means it's bringing New York football back to where it used to be. Years ago, when we used to play this game, we would get all kinds of Division I athletes in this game, professional players. To get that notoriety back will draw the big-time schools back to New York, which has been traditionally touted as a basketball state, and now we'll be getting some football interest back here.
We're back at Hofstra University here in Hempstead. What a day, Ben. You couldn't ask for a better day.
It's perfect. I'm still waiting for JP to make his on-camera debut, though. But maybe in the second half we'll get him.
He's difficult, huh? Every time we try to pin him down, he's running around trying to get interviews. He's talking to everybody. You described him best. The Swiss Army knife of Long Island football. He knows everything.
What a great guy and just such a valuable resource to everyone on the island.
No doubt. We'll get to him in a little while. Schaefer's kickoff goes deep, taking it around the 8-yard line. Looks like number 1 running up the middle of the field, Tyler Cabasa of Clinton. He's tackled on the play. It looked like Dylan Tavetta of Oceanside. And he had a little bit of help.
Yeah, I think Sharif McMillan was in there too, the great defensive player from Wantagh.
Yep, nice job. And now let's see if the city can get back on track here. They trail 16-3, 11:26 remaining here in the first half of the National Football Foundation's All Star Classic. So far, entertaining, right?
Entertaining, and I think now is a good time to just bring this up again. I know we brought it up in the open. These uniforms are beautiful.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's definitely the highlight of the day as far as, the football is great, but these guys get to keep the uniforms. How sweet is that?
Get that in the nice frame.
So we have a new guy at quarterback, Isaiah Wolf-Young of Cardoza, and he's back to pass. A lot of pressure. And he's going to be tackled by number 77, Dylan Spano of Bayport Blue Point. We heard that name over the years quite a bit.
Yes, we did. Great player, staple for Bayport.
Blue Point, Dylan Spano.
Yeah, Spano, all Long Island first team guy last year, 45 tackles, 5 forced fumbles.
He's back in the pocket, gets pressured to run up inside the pocket. Spano's there waiting for him. Isaiah Wolf-Young, one of the top dual-threat quarterbacks in the PSAL. He lit up the 3A division and made everyone around him better. He's better at broken play situations, but not that one. He couldn't get away. We're going to go 2nd down and 12 for Wolf-Young. Shotgun formation, inside handoff. They're going to go back to the running game. They had some success with that earlier to Cabasa. But he's going to find little running room. They'll pick up around 2. It'll be 3rd down and 10.
Defense has stepped up for the island in these short yard or up the middle situations. Wonder what adjustments Reed Sands, the former Sayville coach, is serving as defensive coordinator in this one. What they've done so far.
Well, Wolf-Young, the Cardozo quarterback, who's come in, threw for over 1,000 yards this year. Ben ran for 877. It's a guy that can beat you 2 different ways. He can beat you on a run. He can beat you with his arm. We'll see what they come up with here. Twins to the bottom of our screen. Man coverage up at the top. I think he's going top. Let's see if he can isolate that D back up at the top of the screen. See if he has enough time. He's looking down here. Slant. And he finds Decotu, 88.
We've said his name a lot today.
Yeah, he's the go-to man. It's a first down, pickup of 10 on the slant. Solomon Decotu.
5'10", 160 at a Lincoln.
Nice throw by Wolf Young, and the city is on the move. They're at their own 40-yard line. So it looks like when they put their game plan together, Decotu was the second in the PSAL 4A for receptions and receiving touchdowns in league play. He's a playmaker week in and week out. We're not surprised. First time we've seen him.
First 70 yards receiving against every elite defense in the PSAL. I mean, great job by him last season and making his impact so far today.
First down 10, they're going to go inside and nothing doing. Tackled on the play by Sharif McMillan, number 55 of Wantor, to be second down and 10. You know, it's interesting. Some of the city teams are not that familiar to us. But we did our homework, and we know that the guys he had 70 receiving yards against: Erasmus Hall, Curtis, Tottenville, South Shore. I got a shout out to Jared Veluzzi. He helped us out with a lot of the statistics, right? All the information. Kid's a class act. Love having him around. He's just a wealth of knowledge. Second down and 10. Wolf Young back in shotgun, joined in the backfield by Tyler Cabasa. Again, he can come down to the bottom of your screen. They have twins. He's looking left, flush from the pocket. And nice block on the outside. And big tackle by Andrew. Was that Andrew? No, it was Grimaldi, right? 44.
44, Grimaldi, and then
Rockaway.
Aaron Fisher was in there right away from Floyd. What a tremendous lineman he was for them.
Flushed from the pocket. A lot of pressure coming up the middle.
We got some laundry on the field here, Greg.
And big block by Decotu right there, but then a big hit right there by Anthony Grimaldi. What was the penalty on the play? Did you catch that?
No. It's going to be a penalty on the defense. Didn't miss the signal there, but some of the defensive rules here that are designed to sort of help the offense. First time, it's a warning by the officials if you violate one of them. Second time, it's a 5-yard penalty. The third time is a 15-yard penalty. So maybe it was that.
They violated something.
Yeah, I missed the flag there, but that very well could have been it.
Violated the quarterback on the hit. That was a big-time hit. I like the toughness of Wolf Young, though. He took it up and just got up and went back to the huddle.
Yep.
So it'll be second down and a long 5. Shotgun formation. Wolf Young out in the flat. Decotu makes the play and a shirt tackle. Strength by number 47, Rocco Martellotti of Farmingdale. We have a flag on the play. Could it be a face mask
or
was
looks
it
like
a
he
jersey?
might have gotten him there.
I think he's being told by the side judge that he did not have a face mask, but they'll go talk it over.
Looks like they
wave it
picking
off.
it up.
Great job by the officials. One guy thought he saw a face mask, and the guy right on top of the play said no face mask. So they picked the flag up. It'll be third down and loss of 2. So it'll be 3rd and 7. Decotu has probably 5 or 6 catches already.
Yeah, we'll get those stats soon. Great tackle there by Martellotti.
If we had a fantasy football pool in this game, he'd be my first-round pick.
Especially if you're doing PPR.
Oh, tremendous. Here he comes, bottom of your screen. Tough assignment for Lucas Martin of Hills East, but one of the best D-backs in Suffolk County this year. Went to the Long Island Championship. Kid's a great player, but he's got a big-time assignment today.
Yeah, Martin will be playing at Stony Brook, so good matchup here.
Wolf Young going to go up top, and he's open.
He's got him.
What a catch. Nice throw and catch. And that would be Geika Paul. Big-time throw.
Perfect throw. Got him right in stride.
37 yards on the completion. He got past Eric St. Louis and first down at the 17-yard line for New York City. Look at his throw, Ben.
St. Louis is pressing him too. Just beat him right away. That is right on the money. 40-yard completion. Looking back into the sun. Outstanding. What a play. And the city's in business. First and 10 from the 17-yard line. 7:54 and counting to go here in the first half. Wolf Young back in shotgun. A little bit of a different offense with Wolf Young under in the shotgun here.
Handoff, nice move. Big gain, Tyler Cabasa. He gets about 9 yards down to the 8.5, 9-yard line. second and short, Ben. A lot of shake and bake in that backfield
Yeah.
for number 1, huh?
Pass opening up the run there, too, with Wolf Young there at quarterback. Deeper gains, a little bit more willing to throw the ball compared to Corey Reese, but both guys have done a great job so far.
Possibly the best player on Clinton this year, the monster junior season in 2023 at over 1,000 yards and 11 touchdowns, and helped Clinton into the 3A final. This year, led them to the 4A playoffs. He says he has good vision. We're seeing that.
Oh, definitely.
Fumble. And
that's Popolo
Ben
there.
Popolo of Northport. Fumble by Wolf Young. He lost the snap. Sometimes going on to center, when you haven't done it a lot, you're always in shotgun, is different.
Especially with the center you're not really familiar with either.
Bad exchange there, and they'll set up third down and about 5. What do you think they go with here? I'm going to go with the fade to Dakota.
You got it. I mean, this is the situation we've seen all game so far. The man coverage designed to sort of benefit the offense here. Get the big receiver out on, top and bottom of the screen here and get him going.
Well, they've had success in man coverage. Man coverage on Geika Paul, top of your screen. Shotgun with Wolf Young. He's looking left. Down the middle. His man is open, but did not find the football. It looked like a post corner. Short post corner. He threw the ball a little early.
Yeah, they weren't on the same page there, but good design and good route there by number 3, Schulters, we've said his name a lot too, Greg.
Yeah, he runs the ball really well out of the backfield. Another guy, more of a wide receiver, son of Jamal Schulters, who is a New York City legend. Tyjer's small, but truly electric. We're told he's only 5'6", and some think he's 5'5", but he's every bit as good as pound for pound as any player on the field. He's committed to Wagner. He could have gone higher if he wasn't shorter. He plays everywhere. D-back, wide receiver, running back, and he impacts the game all over the field. So 4th down and 5, ball at the 12-yard line of Long Island. Wolf Young back to pass, pump fake, throws over the middle, touchdown.
Who else?
Dakota.
Touchdown, New York City.
That was a great toss.
Really was.
Few defenders right there.
Did you love the pump fake?
Yep.
Pump fake, New York City crowd loving it.
Dakota, he deserved that score too. He's been all over the field all day. Get him in the end zone here. Let's take a look at the replay. Perfectly threaded. It's number 12 and number 18 there on defense for the Island. That's Brody Schaefer, Lucas Martin. Threaded right between them. Perfect throw. And we'll see, is the City going for 2 here, down 16-9? Looks like they are.
Long Island leads after the 12-yard touchdown pass.
So this is to make it the 5-point game here.
Yep, Isaiah Wolf Young to Solomon Dakota. Now they're going to go for 2 and try to cut it to 5. Back to pass. And the ball's batted down. The 2-point conversion fails. Nice defensive play by number 21, Blake Cascadden. And we'll go down to Carissa Kelman now. She's with Tyler Violta. Let's talk about his touchdown run. Carissa?
All right, I'm here with Massapequa running back Tyler Violta. You had that touchdown run to give you guys a 13-point lead. First of all, how cool is it to play with your quarterback, Joey DSO, again?
It's amazing. The chemistry I have with him is unmatched, and it's nice to get out there one more time with him.
Just what did you see on that touchdown run? How did they get through that?
I was kind of patient with it, but it was 2 yards, so I just knew I had to put my head down and get in there.
How does it feel to get this big lead for you guys in the second?
It's great, but got to keep the foot on the gas and keep going and beat the City.
Thanks, Tyler. Back to you guys.
Good job, Carissa, with Tyler Violta. When we come back, New York City will be kicking off. They trail Long Island 16-9.
Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Half pipe, leave you full of pain? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. so you can feel better faster.
Back at Hofstra University, Greg Sarah, Ben Dixon, a little squib down the middle of the field. Taken by number 12, Brody Schaefer, and he takes it out to almost midfield. Nice return.
Nice return from Schaefer. Just some stats real quick on that last drive for the City. 10 plays, 72 yards, 743. Dakotu, he's up to 4 receptions, 38 yards, and a touchdown on the day. Schulters, 5 rushes for 33 yards. Those two, I think they've been the story so far for the City.
Yeah, it's been a three-headed monster. Those two guys, and Tyler Kabasa has had a really good first half. I liked Isaiah Wolf-Young. He came in and gave them a burst. He gave them a burst.
A little bit of a different, look from Reese too, where they were running the ball, trying to be a little bit more physical with Reese, and as we saw in that methodical first drive, Wolf-Young was spreading it out.
Yeah, I like the way he delivers the football. Now it's up to the defense in New York City to hold Long Island down and get back in this game.
It's Nash back at QB too.
Anytime you throw a ball like that, it deflects off someone's hands, you're looking at an interception.
Absolutely.
Nice throw to Todaro, Christian Todaro of Kari. Ball was a little high, but he's got to make that catch. He's too good of a player not to make the catch. Play action, roll right. He can dump it off to Michael Berkery, number 16, but he sees Todaro crossing, and he has room to run.
I think he was thinking big gain there.
Ooh. Second down and 10 from midfield for Long Island. Brady Nash back at quarterback for Long Island. He's joined in the backfield by Michael Berkery of Garden City. And it's a quick hit, little bubble pass to number 4. Takes it down the field. Nice run.
That's Harry Behan. Spoke to him earlier this week kind of about this whole opportunity for Astoria Newsday. Great kid, going to Syracuse to play Lax. And he was a Swiss Army knife there for Port Washington.
Nice play, nice throw. Takes it right up the field. I love that. Not too much dancing. Just get going, get yardage. Great blocking downfield.
That was Todaro there with the block, making up for the drop on the last play.
Todaro and Dylan Smith on the outside, on the perimeter, throwing downfield blocks, and coaches love to see that. First down and 10 from the 42-yard line. Long Island driving into New York City territory. Little play fake. He's going to have to get rid of it. He's wide.
That's Berkery. He's in.
Touchdown, Long Island. Brady Nash, 37 yards to Michael Berkery, and we've seen that kind of running in the open field a lot.
Absolutely.
Michael Berkery would not be denied. You get him in space, it's a touchdown. What a special athlete, and what a great throw. Really patient on Brady Nash's part. There was pressure. He just waited, found his receiver, and delivered the football. Take us through it.
Let's take a look here. Man in motion. A little bit of misdirection. Looks right, turns left, and no one is on Michael Berkery. That's an easy throw for Nash, who just coasted into the end zone 23 yards after the catch. Greg, isn't it fun seeing these connections of guys, different counties, different classifications? Guys, we haven't seen play together before.
Schaefer with the extra point makes it 23-9, and yeah, Ben, I love it. I think it's tremendous. See the guys on the sideline catching a break, get some water, get hydrated. When we come back, Long Island, they lead New York City, the National Football Foundation All Star Classic, 23-9.
This will be the best game you ever played in your life. We have an all-star coaching staff. They're all head coaches, all successful head coaches from the 5 boroughs. We've got phone calls from California, Texas, Ohio, people who saw our game and said, "That's a high school all-star game?" Because you will be treated like a Division I athlete, if not better, in this contest. Everything that we're doing here tonight is custom built for you. When that helmet comes out of the box, your name is going to be imprinted on it.
My name is Timothy Smith. I'm the head coach at Holy Cross High School. I think that this is an unbelievable opportunity to showcase some of the talent in New York City and Long Island. The game always had a great reputation. To get it back, means it's bringing New York football back to where it used to be. Years ago, when we used to play this game, we would get all kinds of Division I athletes in this game, professional players. To get that notoriety back, we'll draw the big-time schools back to New York, which has been traditionally touted as a basketball state, and now we'll be getting some football interest back here.
Brody Schaefer to kick off. Long Island leading 23-9 here at the National Football Foundation All Star Classic. Nice return by number 1, Tyler Kabasa. He'll take it back upfield for a nice gain. New York City will take over It looks like it around the 40-yard line, Ben. Ben, what did we notice on the last touchdown, the Nash touchdown pass to Michael Berkery?
Yeah, well, to start, it was great misdirection, kind of faking the defense, looking like the play was going to run to the right side. But once he threw it to Berkery, it was so effortless. Just look at this, off his back foot. Here we go with the man in motion. Looks right, quickly turns to his left, and just fires off his back foot.
And that's just tremendous arm strength. He buys himself enough time, right? We noticed that he threw it with his right foot planted, a little awkward, open hip, but such arm strength, and he gets the ball out to where it needs to be. Big time touchdown.
No doubt. So Reese back in there at QB.
Oh yeah, they bring him back. They must be rotating the quarterbacks, but he's seen most of the action here in the first half. And that ball's thrown down the middle of the field, nearly picked off by Brody Schaefer. He's all over the place.
Yeah, I got a chance to see West Hampton in the fall. Brody Schaefer does everything from these guys. He was the Swiss Army knife on offense, great defensive back, and he was the kicker too. So all three phases of the game, huge impact. And not only we saw with kicking today, he had that big return there earlier too. So great player, and glad we get to see him one more time here today.
2nd down and 10 from the 42-yard line of New York City. 3:51 remaining here in the first half. New York City trying to climb back in this game. Their last drive was impressive.
Absolutely.
Moving back to Corey Reese of Abraham Lincoln, who played at Eagle Academy but transferred to Lincoln for his senior year. Really elevated his game under Coach O'Connor. 2nd in the 4A in passing yards, and did well against the majority of the PSAL competition. With nowhere to run, somehow he squeezed through there and got himself almost back to the line of scrimmage. It'd be a loss of 3, maybe 2.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Greg, it's been a big difference from this first drive for Long Island on these inside runs. I don't know what sort of adjustments they've made because the alignment's got to stay the same, but they've done a great job stopping guys in the backfield.
Ben Popolo making a big difference on that defensive front from Northport, the 6'3", 240-pounder, having himself a game. As we see Aaron Fisher, the D tackle from William Floyd, going off, also doing a great job on the front line. And the City running game, I'm impressed with it. They haven't run well in the last 2 drives, but before that, they were moving the ball pretty well.
Just moving bodies, going up the middle, down the field. Interesting if we see him get more into that, especially with Reese. They had some success there with him on that first drive.
Pedro Pinero splits left from Clinton with Dakoto to the left of quarterback Reese, and here we go. Looking left, surveying the field. He's going to roll and take off. And he's going to get to the first down. Ooh, big hit. That's going to be a blindside hit. That's going to be a penalty. It's going to be a personal foul.
I think that was on the block there too, Greg, because Brody Schaefer went flying. Let's take a look at this replay.
Corey Reese looking downfield, finds nobody open, and now takes off. He's going to get some help, and he's going to get a blindside hit right here.
Ooh.
That's an illegal hit. You cannot blindside defenseless player in the secondary.
And that was Lucas Weaver. He just popped right back up.
Football's changed. That's a safety rule, one of the new safety rules, and I know a lot of the traditionalists don't like that rule because they like to see the decletions when people get knocked off their feet because football's a gladiator sport. But they're trying to make it a safer sport, and keep the purity of it without people getting concussions and getting injured.
Especially here in an all-star game. You don't want to see anything remotely like that. It says right here in the rules, I know it's in some high school rule books too, but it says no crackback blocks by running back and wide receiver will be allowed. I think the refs were all over that one.
Timeout, Long Island. With 2:22 remaining here in the first half. When we come back, Long Island leads New York City 23-9 in the National Football Foundation's All Star Football Classic.
Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Half pipe, leave you full of pain? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle, so you can feel better, faster.
This will be the best game you ever played in your life. We have an all-star coaching staff. They're all head coaches, all successful head coaches from the 5 boroughs. We've got phone calls from California, Texas, Ohio, people who saw our game and said, "It's a high school all-star game?" Because you will be treated like a Division I athlete, if not better, in this contest. Everything that we're doing here tonight is custom built for you. When that helmet comes out of the box, your name's going to be imprinted on it.
I love that Pete Blyberg was involved in the fitting of the helmets, the Axiom helmets by Rydell. And all the kids thought the helmets were really cool. And they were fitted for their own personal helmets. Pretty neat.
Unbelievable.
He's looking deep,
that's
and that
a fumble.
falls up. His arm was going forward. That's a forward pass. It looked like they might have knocked the ball out of his hands before his arm was moving forward, but I think he was in the act of throwing. We're going to take a quick look. You say fumble, I say forward pass. Let's see.
It was an instant call. You might have been right here.
Old eyes or young eyes? Here we go. Nice block on the outside. Steps up. Up. He was throwing it.
Yeah, I think so.
But again, that's tough because as the arm comes back, if the ball gets knocked out of his hands before his arm is going forward, it's a fumble.
If he had the empty hand there. Looks like it was a forward pass, though, to your point.
They're going to use their second punt? Yes, they are. 4th down and 18. Back to punt, Andrew Stosko. Nice height on the punt. Taking it number 18 for Long Island.
That's Lucas Martin, I believe.
Martin, yep. He'll get about 5 yards on the return. Long Island will take over at their 34-yard line. It'll be 1st down and 10 with 2:03 remaining here in the first half. Long Island leads New York City 23-9. And Ben, as the second quarter wore on, more and more people were filling in on the stands. You know, for the first time back in 5 years, they got to be happy with the success of the entire event, with Orland and Cohen as the title sponsor and National Football Foundation New York City chapter and Mark Hudak doing a phenomenal job pulling this all together.
Tremendous.
Once it gets going, I think it gets ahead of steam and becomes just as big as the Empire Challenge.
And look, the crowd here today, it's a 90-degree day. They could easily choose to be at the beach instead. They're here, supporting the island of their city, so it's been cool to see.
Well, everyone loves football. A quick pass out in the flat, caught by number 8, Gio Alvarez. The delivery from Joey Diesso. I almost gave you his uncle's name, Chris Diesso, and his cousin. How could I forget Joey Diesso, right?
I think he likes throwing to Gio Alvarez here early on. It's at least the third connection between the two of them.
Moving the ball downfield, it probably stepped out right around the 32. Lost 2 yards on the play. Just a quick little screen pass in the flat. Now he's going to drop back. And same bubble. Number 13 makes the play. Get upfield. Nice run.
That's Jesse Brooks.
Nice tackle by number 18, Brian Johnson of Cardinal Spellman. It'll be 3rd down and about a half a yard, real close to the 1st down.
Oh, they're moving the chains here.
They're going to move them. They gave him the 1st down. Keep it moving. So it'll be 1st down and 10 at the 44-yard line, Ben.
Yeah, this is a huge 130 here, Greg. If Long Island can score, take a 3-possession lead, and get the ball to start the second half, it'll be interesting.
Interesting play there. I don't know if that was a designed run. Diesso looked like he wanted to hand off and then pulled it and then asked for some blocking on the outside. It'll be a timeout, Long Island. Miscommunication on that play, so it'll be 2nd down and 8. You see them going deep here.
I think you got it. You got nothing to lose. You got a 2-touchdown lead, 1st and 10. Take a couple shots, maybe pull some trick plays out of the book that I saw him working on in practice this week. We haven't seen any yet, but we will see. Like I said, big 112, big 116, I should say, ahead. The Island's getting the ball to start the second half, so if they can take a 21-point lead into halftime or maybe even a field goal, 3-possession lead, this is a crucial 116 here in this game.
I don't see them going deep here. I see them trying to chew up some yardage, work their way down the field. That defensive secondary of the city has really played well today. They've only had one really long pass against them, and that was with great pressure on the quarterback, and Nash just making a fabulous throw.
Yep, he did make a great throw. It'll be interesting, though, with Diesso and Alvarez, particularly that connection, maybe something over the middle. He had Tadaro earlier, too. It'll be, I kind of agree with you. It will be maybe a little bit more methodical, but they don't have a lot of time to work with here, and only one timeout.
Daniel Germain, Jaden Locke in the secondary for the city, just doing a nice job. And DSO comes up to the ball here. It'll be 2nd down and 8 from the 46 of Long Island. And he looks out in the flat, throws it. Oh, it's a little.
Oh, there's that trick play.
There you go. All right, you called it. Love the play. On the receiving end, number 25, Tyler Violta takes it all the way down to the 14-yard line of New York City. And wow, just a quick hit and a little bit of trickery. Just what Ben ordered.
That's what you want to see in an All-Star game. Come on, we haven't seen that all day here today.
Get another shot at this. Just a quick pass out into the flat. Really well executed.
Perfectly executed, and the city defense was fooled.
1st and 10 from the 14. DSO in the shotgun, fakes the handoff, rolls right, and he's going to throw it to the end zone. Knocked down, nice
nearly
play.
Picked.
Outstanding play by number 28 from New York City, Martin Reynolds of Lincoln. 24 seconds remaining here, but watch this. He tried to sneak it in there, Ben. Fired that ball into the end zone, right about at the goal line. I don't know if he would have got in, but he comes out, rolls right, fires it. And then just a really nice play getting in front of that. So we saw something like that in the Long Island Championship game in Division III last year, where they were on the goal line. They threw East Isaac threw a pass in the flat. Hills East picked it off and ran 103 yards for a touchdown.
Yep.
That would change this game if you saw something like that.
Oh, man. It certainly would.
2nd down and 10 from the 14-yard line. Long Island looking to make this a 3-score lead. They lead by 14, 23-9. DSO on the rollout again. He'll have to throw it away. Nobody open. And Ben, like we saw most of the first half, tremendous coverage in the secondary by New York City.
They really have done a great job in the secondary. For the Island here, 3rd and 10, 22.6 seconds left. The biggest thing here, you don't want to turn over. This is Schaefer Ranch. You can make a field goal here, put you up 3 possessions. Maybe see him playing a little bit on the safer side here, or a shot to the end zone where it won't be picked.
Jovan Mitchell, number 22 of Curtis, playing the outside linebacker, also in coverage downfield. And this defense is just locked in. They do not want to allow another score here. They want to keep it right where it is. Get a big stop here and then stop them again at the start of the 3rd quarter. 20 seconds remaining. DSO back to pass. 3rd down and 10, and he's going to go in the end zone. And the ball is going to be incomplete, intended for number 15. A lot of coverage in the end zone, a lot of contact.
Yeah, double coverage there.
Nasir Edwards of Belmont.
Number 15, Nasir Edwards.
Tried to throw that up, and Nasir Edwards struggling to get off the field. It'll be 4th down.
Yeah, DSO's lucky that was not picked.
Threw it into double coverage again. What great coverage by New York City.
Is this going to be about a 31-yarder here, Greg?
Yeah, I mean, he's going to move it back a little bit. Might be 32. We'll see. He looks like he's at around the 30. Probably in between them, right? 31, 32? Timeout, New York City.
Looks like it.
16 seconds remaining.
Not feeling the love after your last tennis match? We've got specialists for that. Running for the train, derail your knee? We've got specialists for that. Diving after that grounder, leaving you grounded? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
We're back. What do you think, Ben? Are they kicking the field goal, or you think it's a fake?
Now they're kicking it. 17-point lead into halftime with the ball coming. I think it's... I mean, we'll see. I would love to see another fake just from the All-Star game perspective of wanting to see some trick plays, but I think Coach Ettinger and company here are just going to take the points.
No wind. Beautiful day here at Hofstra University in Hempstead on Long Island.
On Long Island?
Someone said to me earlier today, we're in Long Island. I said, you're never in Long Island. It's always on Long Island.
Always on Long Island, Greg. Always on Long Island.
So great enthusiasm today. I talked to a lot of the coaches from New York City. Totally into it, totally organized. Real excited about being a part of this event. And I got to tell you, I thought Mark Hudak and the New York City chapter of the National Football Foundation did a phenomenal job with this setup.
And they're going for it. They did do a phenomenal job with the setup, a little change in plan here from Coach Ettinger. They are going for this.
Instead of a 32-yard field goal, they'll opt to go for it 4th down and 10. Handoff, pitch, pass, and nobody's open, except the SO if he can get it to him. Here's the throw.
Oh,
great
catch.
Everybody touched the football on Long Island to make that play. And the SO makes the catch inside the 2-yard line. It's your guy, Harrison Behan, with the throw from Port Washington. Like you said, he did everything for Port Washington.
He played QB, he played running back, he played wide receiver, sniffer position, tight end.
He rolled halfway back across the field, took a big hit, and put it right on the money.
And that's a great catch.
It is. Great concentration.
We've seen a little bit of that, though, from Joey D'Esso, didn't we?
Yeah, we did, with Tyler Violta throwing in the pass. But love the play. Nice design, handoff inside. All right, takes the football, Christian Tadaro on the handoff, pitches it to Harrison Behan, who comes right by the screen.
Coach Blount from Oceanside on the field there.
Now, look at that throw. That's a great throw.
That is a heck of a throw. Did he bring that in with one hand, too?
Yeah, he did. Right hand. On the sideline. Nobody can get that but the receiver. 5 seconds left now. What do? You got one play.
Yeah, you got one play. No timeouts. I don't know. The runs up the middle have been working in that Wildcat, whether it's Violta, or Michael Berkery. It'll be interesting. You got a lot of options because I know it's only 2 yards, but that man coverage in these short yard situations is hard to turn down too, especially when you got big receivers like the Island does.
So they're going to split number 17, Alec Anderson of Plain Edge, up to your left. Coaches are on the field having a discussion about the pitch play. And they have the event coordinator, game chairman Pete Bleiberg, in the middle of the field with the headset on, having that discussion as if there was a rules violation. They're allowed to get Dave Ettinger out there with the head coaches of New York City, trying to get a handle on what's happening. Head coach Danny Landberg and Erasmus Hall. And they're sorting it all out. They'll get it figured out. Ben, have you had fun the first half?
Oh, it's been great. It's been a pleasure up here in the booth. It's been a long time since I've been back in the booth. It's great to be with you. No better company up here.
Thank you. You're a natural. We have Brian Heyman of Newsday covering the game story. We're all over this game. It's been quite fun. Jonathan Rubin doing a great job on social media for Newsday. Shout out to all my guys and gals. Carissa down on the field with all the interviews, and Peter Frucup doing his thing with the camera behind the lens. So here we are up in the booth. I heard from JP Cheslowitz that it was really hot down on the field.
I'm very comfortable up here. Yeah, I'm sure you can say the same.
I've been in those shoes. I've been down in the heat.
Me too. I hear you.
It's okay to sometimes be in the air conditioning and be cool.
Yep.
But I do enjoy being on the field for football games on the sideline more than being in the press box. So here we go. Probably the last play of the first half. Long Island leads 23-9. They have first and goal from the 3. And that pass is going to be incomplete. It looks like they're going to get one more play, and great play over there. Now, listen, there was a jersey change, so we have to find out who number 17 is for New York City, and he's had a great first half.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
we apologize that we did not get that change from the New York City staff, but we will get that at halftime and come back to you with the proper credit to the young man.
17 might be Jaden Barrett there, Greg.
Yeah, we haven't said that name on the roster that we had originally. It probably is Jaden Barrett. He was initially, let's see if we find that on our roster. I do not see it. Okay, good. Roll to the right is D'Esso. He's going to take it himself.
He's in.
Oh! Not going to get in. He's denied at the end zone by number 4, and he took a big shot.
He might be hurt, Greg. That was a big hit.
Daniel Germain of South Shore, 6 foot, 210 pounds. Joey D'Esso trying to score and gets denied at the goal line. And that will do it at the end of the first half. We'll see that play right here Play action, roll right, nobody open, great coverage. He's going to take off for that end zone and tries to slip in here. Instead, he gets a big headshot right at the goal line, and we hope Joey Diesso's okay. That'll do it here in the first half of the National Football Foundation's All Star Football Classic. And good news, Joey Diesso is walking off the field under his own power. When we come back, we'll have the third quarter of the All Star Classic here at Hofstra University.
Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Half pipe, leave you full of pain? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle, so you can feel better faster.
This will be the best game you ever played in your life. We have an all-star coaching staff. They're all head coaches, all successful head coaches from the 5 boroughs. We've got phone calls from California, Texas, Ohio, people who saw our game and said, "It's a high school all-star game?" Because you will be treated like a Division I athlete, if not better, in this context. Everything that we're doing here tonight is custom built for you. When that helmet comes out of the box, your name's going to be imprinted on it.
Not feeling the love after your last tennis match? We've got specialists for that. Running for the train, derail your knee? We've got specialists for that. Diving after that grounder, leaving you grounded? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle, so you can feel better faster.
Experience. Trusted. Proven. Excellence. Over 20 years of professional sports video production. The industry standard. T&D Sports Video Production. Whether it's a single game, a whole season, or a college recruitment video, T&D Sports is your one-stop video solution. T&D Sports Video Productions. All sports, all levels, all the time.
This will be the best game you ever played in your life. We have an all-star coaching staff. They're all head coaches, all successful head coaches from the 5 boroughs. We've got phone calls from California, Texas, Ohio, people who saw our game and said, "It's a high school all-star game?" Because you will be treated like a Division I athlete, if not better, in this context. Everything that we're doing here tonight is custom built for you. When that helmet comes out of the box, your name's going to be imprinted on it.
Not feeling the love after your last tennis match? We've got specialists for that. Running for the train, derail your knee? We've got specialists for that. Diving after that grounder, leaving you grounded? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle, so you can feel better faster.
My name is Timothy Smith. I'm the head coach at Holy Cross High School. I think that this is an unbelievable opportunity to showcase some of the talent in New York City and Long Island. The game always had a great reputation. To get it back means it's bringing New York football back to where it used to be. Years ago, when we used to play this game, we would get all kinds of Division I athletes in this game, professional players. To get that notoriety back, we'll draw the big-time schools back to New York, which has been traditionally touted as a basketball state, and now we'll be getting some football interest back here.
Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Half pipe leave you full of pain? We've got specialists for that. Orland and Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle, so you can feel better faster.
Experience. Trusted. Proven. Excellence. Over 20 years of professional sports video production. The industry standard. T&D Sports Video Production. Whether it's a single game, a whole season, or a college recruitment video, T&D Sports is your one-stop video solution. T&D Sports Video Productions. All sports, all levels, all the time.
Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Half pipe, leave you full of pain? We've got specialists for that. Orland and Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle, so you can feel better faster.
This will be the best game you ever played in your life. We have an all-star coaching staff. They're all head coaches, all successful head coaches from the 5 boroughs. We've got phone calls from California, Texas, Ohio, people who saw our game and said, "That's a high school all-star game?" Because you will be treated like a Division I athlete, if not better, in this contest. Everything that we're doing here tonight is custom built for you. When that helmet comes out of the box, your name is going to be imprinted on it.
Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Half pipe, leave you full of pain? We've got specialists for that. Orland and Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle, so you can feel better faster.
My name is Timothy Smith. I'm the head coach at Holy Cross High School. I think that this is an unbelievable opportunity to showcase some of the talent in New York City and Long Island. The game always had a great reputation. To get it back means it's bringing New York football back to where it used to be. Years ago, when we used to play this game, we would get all kinds of Division I athletes in this game, professional players. To get that notoriety back, we'll draw the big-time schools back to New York, which has been traditionally touted as a basketball state, and now we'll be getting some football interest back here.
Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Half pipe, leave you full of pain? We've got specialists for that. Orland and Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle, so you can feel better faster.
Hi, I'm here with Jared Veluzzi, our high school football sports expert. Jared, what have you seen so far from Long Island in this game that has impressed you?
Man, it's been a lot of fun. First off, thanks for having me on. It's very special that this game is back, and Team Long Island, they've looked really good, and, the quarterback play has been amazing. We, of course, know Joey D'Esso and Brady Nash from the high school football season. It's great that they get, one more high school game in, and they've really looked phenomenal. D'Esso catching a pass earlier, something that he did on this field in the county championship game to win a title there, and he's actually playing lacrosse out of Delphi, so the fact that he's playing again on this field where he's had so much success, 2 Long Island championships is awesome. And, Brady Nash, another storied high school career, he's been absolutely excellent. And also, the linemen for Long Island, the big boys have really showed up here today. And it's very fun. That group effort that a lot of them have showed has been awesome. And a guy on defense that has been amazing has been Trayvon Holland out of Bellport. He has had an unbelievable high school career, and it's a pleasure getting to watch him play.
It is. I'm excited that we're even here and getting to see all these guys play together, right? We've been looking forward to this.
Definitely.
What do you think is missing from this New York City team in order to get it done in the second half?
It's tough letting up 23 points in the first half. Some of the little things, of course, when that long snap went over the punter's head. That was a little bit difficult, some miscommunication on some plays. But as the game grew, it felt like their chemistry was developing more. So just connecting with each other and executing throughout the second half, I think, is going to be huge. The boys from Lincoln have looked really good. Corey Reese made some great throws in that first half. I think he's getting more comfortable, which is huge for Team New York City. And the wide receivers, Ja'Kai Paul and Solomon Dakotu, 2 of my favorite wideouts in New York City. They had special high school careers for a really good Lincoln team, so it's great seeing them really do their thing out there, and it's always good when they get the ball to Tajay Schulters running behind those big linemen too.
Is there a play that stands out to you that's been your favorite so far watching this game?
Man, you know what? How about this, Chris? I'll give one for each team, right? So for Team Long Island, the hook and ladder was amazing. Of course, the Massapequa guys in on some trickery, where I think it was Tyler Vayolta who took that one really far into New York City territory. The hook and ladder was amazing to watch. Got some oohs and ahs from the crowd, which was awesome. And for Team New York City, I have to say I'm a big fan of some big pass plays. So Corey Reese airing it out to Ja'Kai Paul on the far side was one of my favorite plays of this game so far.
I was going to say, I was on the New York City sideline, and their reaction to that hook and ladder pass, they were like, and me and JP, who I just talked to before, he was like, that is something we've seen from this Wantagh team. Yeah. They always do that every year. So to get to see it in this game is really, really exciting. Is there a player that stands out to you from each team that you've really been impressed by, or maybe somebody you're looking forward to seeing in the second half?
Yeah, there's been, a handful of guys on each team. So I guess I'll start off with Team Long Island. I already mentioned a bunch of guys, but I haven't brought up Michael Berkery yet from Garden City. And I was so happy that he has another chance to put on the pads, because just like so many of these lacrosse players, their future isn't lax.
Right.
So, that he's going to Villanova off of a state championship in the spring, but he gets to play one more football game, and he's been really, really fun to watch. Berkery's an amazing player. I'm excited to, continue watching him in this second half. Same with Blake Escadden, another Garden City guy who's playing lacrosse in college at Cornell. He's been, a lot of fun on the defensive side of the field. So there's a couple Long Island guys. And with Team New York City, at running back, Tyler Cabasa has been pretty impressive out of DeWitt Clinton. He had a really good high school career. I'm excited to, see him continue playing in this one. And also on defense for Team New York City, Chris Etienne out of South Shore. Keep an eye on him. Really good defensive lineman. I'm very excited to, continue watching him play. He had a phenomenal senior season.
All right, if you're a coach right now in the locker room, what are you telling your team? We'll start with Long Island, and then we'll go to New York City.
Yeah, so Long Island, they might be a little bit happier right now, of course, up by 2 touchdowns. But, if I'm a Long Island coach, I'm telling my players just enjoy the moment, man. I mean, it's such a beautiful day here at Hofstra. A little bit hot, but it's very nice out. And, you're playing in front of a lot of people, and you're playing with the best players on the island, going against the best in the city. It's an opportunity that so many kids wish they had, but the game, of course, was taken away for a little bit. So now that it's back, enjoy it, and, of course, try to come out with the W.
And how about for New York City? Is there anything you're telling them?
Yeah, for New York City, I know Coach Danny Lamberg, my guy, might be a little bit upset right now, trailing by 2 touchdowns, but, there's so much talent in that locker room for some of these kids. I can't keep saying it enough. It is their last game.
Right.
Just, remembering that, hey, let's have a lot of fun out there. Trust your abilities. Let's connect with, what we're trying to execute, and everything should be fine, because some of these athletes on New York City, very special.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, we want to emphasize, like you said, this is their last game. They're all seniors, and this is the last time they're going to put on the pads and get to play with each other. Is there anything you heard from the players beforehand, what they were excited about in this game when you were talking to them?
Yeah, so one thing, and it's what makes high school football so great, the passion on, each of these sidelines, so excited to, represent where you're from and go against guys that, you haven't had an opportunity to play against, right? So many Long Island and City guys, they don't actually play against each other during the regular season and during the contact season because of different leagues. So getting to do it and getting to play for your region, it's something special. And yeah, putting on the pads one more time, all these kids were just so excited. And seeing that was special.
Yeah, I think we're all looking forward. We wish, if you're a New York football fan, that there was a state championship. This is kind of close to it. We're getting to see what could happen between Long Island guys that meet the New York City guys. So it's going to be exciting to see what they get done in the second half. Thanks, Jared.
Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Half pipe, leave you full of pain? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle, so you can feel better faster.
This will be the best game you ever played in your life. We have an all-star coaching staff. They're all head coaches, all successful head coaches from the 5 boroughs. We've got phone calls from California, Texas, Ohio, people who saw our game and said, "It's a high school all-star game?" Because you will be treated like a Division I athlete, if not better, in this contest. Everything that we're doing here tonight is custom built for you. When that helmet comes out of the box, your name's going to be imprinted on it.
Not feeling the love after your last tennis match? We've got specialists for that. Running for the train, derail your knee? We've got specialists for that. Diving after that grounder, leaving you grounded? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle, so you can feel better faster.
My name is Timothy Smith. I'm the head coach at Holy Cross High School. I think that this is an unbelievable opportunity to showcase some of the talent in New York City and Long Island. The game always had a great reputation. To get it back means it's bringing New York football back to where it used to be. Years ago, when we used to play this game, we would get all kinds of Division I athletes in this game, professional players. To get that notoriety back, we'll draw the big-time schools back to New York, which has been traditionally touted as a basketball state. And now we'll be getting some football interest back here.
Experience. Trusted. Proven. Excellence. Over 20 years of professional sports video production. The industry standard, T&D Sports Video Production. Whether it's a single game, a whole season, or a college recruitment video, T&D Sports is your one-stop video solution. T&D Sports Video Productions. All sports, all levels, all the time.
Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Half pipe, leave you full of pain? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle, so you can feel better faster.
This will be the best game you ever played in your life. We have an all-star coaching staff. They're all head coaches, all successful head coaches from the 5 boroughs. We've got phone calls from California, Texas, Ohio, people who saw our game and said, "It's a high school all-star game?" because you will be treated like a Division I athlete, if not better, in this contest. Everything that we're doing here tonight is custom built for you. When that helmet comes out of the box, your name is going to be imprinted on it.
Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Half pipe, leave you full of pain? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle, so you can feel better, faster.
This will be the best game you ever played in your life. We have an all-star coaching staff. They're all head coaches, all successful head coaches from the 5 boroughs. We've got phone calls from California, Texas, Ohio, people who saw our game and said, "That's a high school all-star game?" Because you will be treated like a Division I athlete, if not better, in this contest. Everything that we're doing here tonight is custom built for you. When that helmet comes out of the box, your name is going to be imprinted on it.
Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Half pipe, leave you full of pain? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle, so you can feel better, faster.
My name is Timothy Smith. I'm the head coach at Holy Cross High School. I think that this is an unbelievable opportunity to showcase some of the talent in New York City and Long Island. The game always had a great reputation. To get it back means it's bringing New York football back to where it used to be. Years ago, when we used to play this game, we would get all kinds of Division I athletes in this game, professional players. To get that notoriety back, we'll draw the big-time schools back to New York, which has been traditionally touted as a basketball state, and now we'll be getting some football interest back here.
Not feeling the love after your last tennis match? We've got specialists for that. Running for the train, derail your knee? We've got specialists for that. Diving after that grounder, leaving you grounded? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle, so you can feel better, faster.
Experience. Trusted. Proven. Excellence. Over 20 years of professional sports video production. The industry standard. T&D Sports Video Production. Whether it's a single game, a whole season, or a college recruitment video, T&D Sports is your one-stop video solution. T&D Sports Video Productions. All sports, all levels, all the time.
This will be the best game you ever played in your life. We have an all-star coaching staff. They're all head coaches, all successful head coaches from the 5 boroughs. We've got phone calls from California, Texas, Ohio, people who saw our game and said, "That's a high school all-star game?" Because you will be treated like a Division I athlete, if not better, in this contest. Everything that we're doing here tonight is custom built for you. When that helmet comes out of the box, your name is going to be imprinted on it.
Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Half pipe, leave you full of pain? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle, so you can feel better, faster.
Back at Hofstra University, and Ben, what a first half, huh?
Great first half.
Long Island will kick off.
That was a booming kick.
Wow, out of the end zone. Why did we think Long Island was getting the ball first?
I think I guess we were mistaken.
Oh, you know what? They did have the ball first because they kicked the field goal first drive. No, that's not
New
true.
York, I thought the city had the ball. The city scored first, I guess.
Yeah, the city scored with a field goal, right? And then Long Island took a 7-3 lead.
Yeah.
So that's correct.
Yeah.
I wonder why they gave him the ball to start the half.
Yeah, man. Unless we're missing something, which we could be. It's hot. It's hot out here. So
there's a lot of rules that are implemented. Look, we want these games to be competitive now. This is a great first half. I thought New York City and Long Island were very even. The score doesn't depict that, but it was a very well played first half.
Certainly.
So looks like Reese will start a quarterback again to start this half for New York City. Corey Reese of Abraham Lincoln. And he'll throw out into the flat to 0. Guy Capol. He had a good first half also.
Yeah, we've been calling his name a lot too.
A pickup of 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7. J.P. Cheslowitz, one of our sideline reporters, came up in the box, and I told him, you need a hat. It's that hot out.
He's certainly sunburned, and his buzz cut, crew cut's not really helping him right now either. Scalp's getting burned, but JP, class act, great guy. And big for football on Long Island and the area surrounding.
So we're going to call it 2nd down and 6 from the 29-yard line. And he fakes the handoff, dart over the middle. Great throw, quick hit, number 3. And we called his name. Tyja Schulters.
New York City, first down.
And it's a first down, a quick hit. Just real deliberate with his throws is Reese.
Simple little slant route here. Easy first down for the city.
You did see on the replay the blocking downfield. That was one of the linemen downfield in the pattern. I think the Long Island coaches are screaming about that at the moment. But nevertheless, it's first down and 10 from the 41-yard line. Corey Reese working in shotgun in the backfield with number 26, Sion Filbert. Little pass into the flat again. Quick hit. Tackle made by number 47.
That's Martellotti, Rocco from Farmingdale.
Another quick hit, another completion. We keep moving the ball. Looks like a pickup of 3, 2nd down and 7.
Schulter's making a huge impact in the run game, the pass game. He's been a big weapon here for the city.
It looked like a bigger gain, but he caught that about 3 yards deep behind the line of scrimmage. Center for New York City, number 57, Cyrus Cardona from Tottenville, doing a nice job on the shotgun snap. Again, a quick hit. Be a little low. Again, intended for Schulters. He's probably had as many looks as the wide receiver on the outside, number 88, Solomon Dakota.
Yep.
Those are their 2 main guys. It'll bring up 3rd down.
And we see with the clock here as the ball gets, as soon as the ball's placed, clock's running. A little refresher on those rules. So, City, the clock doesn't stop for them there. I know the 2 touchdown deficit, precious seconds. I know it's still 12 minutes left here in the 3rd, but, not the typical high school game where, you have all day after incomplete pass, stoppage, get the huddle and go right back to the line. The clock doesn't move.
Filbert checks out, and they bring Tyler Cabasa of Clinton back into the backfield with Corey Reese. 2 split wide right, and Dakota man coverage top of your screen, and you'll have offside on the offense. It'll be on number 88, Solomon Dakota. So it'll bring up 3rd down and 13 from the 38-yard line of New York City. Clock is winding. Again, like you said, with the rule change, usually after a penalty, clock stops.
Yep.
But not here in the All Star Classic.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do here, 3rd and 13. They got some yardage on that slant situation earlier. They haven't had too much success over the top. They had the one great play, but other than that, the LIDBs have done a pretty solid job today.
Guy Capole, bottom of your screen, man coverage. And he's going against Eric St. Louis. Corey Reese in shotgun.
Flag right away.
All sides. He's fast. He can get downfield, pick up of 8, and we'll see what the penalty was.
It's definitely on the defense here.
It was the back judge. No, it wasn't. It was... Who made that call? I missed that. Was the umpire? They're going to get the 5 yards, so now to be...
3rd and 8, right back to where they were.
Yeah, they traded fouls.
They traded fouls and killed about 2 minutes off the clock. Well, coaching staff not happy about something here.
A little bit of confusion here. It should be 3rd and 8. Wow.
Why? They're adding
10
yards. Not sure what the call there was. For those violations, it's either a 5 or a 15-yard penalty for not following the defensive rules in place. So it can't be that.
10. So
Yeah.
it's 3rd down, not 4th.
Oh, they're 4th. They must have declined the penalty. There's some confusion here on both sides.
So they declined the penalty on the 5 yards, so they lose the down. Now they get the 5 yards, so it would be 4th and 3, right? Wouldn't it be 3?
Yeah, it looks like 4th and about 4 here after the run. It was a nice run by Reese. Definitely a lot of confusion here between
Come on,
both sides.
slowing down our momentum.
Yeah. We were in a roll with the running clock, too.
They'll get it all hammered out. Look, City has 6 coaches out there figuring it out.
Yeah.
They'll get it right.
I know we got some confusion right now, but it's another good opportunity to shout out this awesome officiating crew that we have, led by Steve Zimmer, former NFL referee. Makes it feel bigger for the kids. I know we talked about that earlier. But just an awesome, just another of what seems like countless elements to make this game feel big for both sides.
And we should shout out to Carissa Kelman down on the sideline, braving the 90-degree heat.
Yep. Well, she got up here for the halftime report. Did a great job with Jared Valuzzi. Got to cool down a little bit.
And what more can we say about Jared Valuzzi and his knowledge of New York City football? It's quite impressive.
Yes, it is.
Reaches back to pass, deep drop, he
Big
gets
hit.
popped hard. They're going to throw a flag on him. Yep, they throw the flag. It's going to be roughing the quarterback on 78.
Xavier Ali, I believe.
No reason to pop him at the end of the play. The ball was off, and then he hit him in the chest with 2 hands, put him on his back. It's a personal foul. There's no reason to hit him at that point, and you'll see it here. It's late. He's chasing him, doing a good job getting penetration. Quarterback backs up. Now the ball's off, and now he drills him. There's no reason to do that.
Nearly picked there, too.
Yep. So it'll be a 15-yard penalty. 1st and 10 for New York City at the Long Island 38-yard line.
New York City, 1st down.
That's a big play. 4th down and 5, and you get called for a personal foul that keeps the drive moving. Go on to center. Corey Reese will, and it'll be a fake give, play action, a little dump.
Oh, just missed shoulders
Just
there.
missed, right? Overthrown. He actually had 2 receivers out there. He also had number 15 a little deeper in Pedro Pinero, and he was well covered.
Yeah, Schulters had some green grass there if you hit him in stride.
2nd down and 10. Again, give credit to the center, number 57, Cyrus Cardona. That's different when you go with the regular conventional snap instead of the shotgun snap when you go up onto center. And they had no problem with it that time. As we saw earlier, they had a fumble on the exchange.
Yep. Yeah, definitely great job by the center there. And just like the unfamiliarity with an offensive line, I know they've had some practices, but these are guys who, for the most part, have never played together before. So all around, these teams got to come together, put that cohesiveness between the quarterback, the offensive line, and his center specifically. It's not the easiest thing in the world.
That's impressive. The coaching staffs do a great job in a very short amount of time.
Yep.
And you need the kids to show up for the practices, because if they don't show up, you can't get anything accomplished. Handoff inside, nice give, big running back. Stiff arm, and he gets tackled. Xavier Ali assisting. Tackle made by number 21, Blake Cascadden. A pickup of about 4 to be 3rd down and 6 for New York City.
Cyan Hilbert on the rush.
Run by Cyan Filbert of Lincoln.
2nd down and 6.
He's a big dude, 5'9", 215.
Correction, 3rd down and 6.
We're almost about halfway into this quarter now, so it's been another long drive for the city. You got to get 7 on the board here with a 14-point deficit. Taking a lot of time off the clock.
Looks like they're going to go trips to the left of quarterback Corey Reese. We'll change the defense up a little bit. Man coverage. 1 receiver down in the right. 4 wide with Filbert in the backfield for protection. And he's looking man coverage and going deep. Oh. So the receiver.
Yeah, a little underthrown there. Tried to make an adjustment on it.
Yeah, that's the second time he's tried to go one-on-one down the home sideline and underthrown his receiver. He also gave him a little tug of the jersey so that it wouldn't be an interception. Smart. Right here, just getting rid of it a little too early. Not getting enough on it. And right here, you'll see left hand on the jersey, pulls him down. But again,
good coverage there too.
Yeah,
Eric
right
St.
on
Louis.
Look, excellent player at Bayshore High School. He's their offensive MVP and a skilled player of the year at the high school. He's going to play at Wilkes University. So it's 4th down and 6. Reese, shotgun formation, giving final instructions to Tyja Schulters. And he's going to look up the middle, take off, make the throw.
Flag. Nice play by Blake Cascadden. He's had quite a game here himself, too.
Yeah, that was a great play in the secondary, but we have an injured player in the middle of the field.
That's Cardona.
Yeah,
we were just talking about. I believe that flag was on the city. Did you catch that one, Greg? Yep, holding.
It's a turnover.
Penalty will be declined. Turn it over on downs. And when we come back, Long Island leading New York City 23-9 at the National Football Foundation All Star Classic.
Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Half pipe, leave you full of pain? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle, so you can feel better faster.
This will be the best game you ever played in your life. We have an all-star coaching staff. They're all head coaches, all successful head coaches from the 5 boroughs. We've got phone calls from California, Texas, Ohio, people who saw our game and said, "That's a high school all-star game?" Because you will be treated like a Division I athlete, if not better, in this context. Everything that we're doing here tonight is custom built for you. When that helmet comes out of the box, your name's going to be imprinted on it.
Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Half pipe, leave you full of pain? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle, so you can feel better faster.
We're back at Hofstra University. Greg Sarah, Ben Dixon of Newsday Sports. Long Island leads New York City 23-9, 7:18 remaining in the third quarter of the National Football Foundation's All Star Classic. And Ben, I got to think they would consider this a success.
Absolutely.
It's been an exciting game, a lot of great plays, a lot of great players.
Solid crowd on a hot day. Greg, I think we just got some, clearing up on that, why the city got the ball to start the second half, because they were down 14, and it was in the rules, to start the second half there. So I believe that was the case, because they definitely had it to start the first as well.
Big tackle by number 24, Saquon Lawton of Curtis High School on Michael Berkery. Pickup of 2. Be second down and 8 from the 36-yard line. Long Island with their first possession. That was a long drive for New York City to start the third quarter.
Yeah, that's not good, and especially, kind of benefiting those rules to get the ball first where they got it to start the first half, too. The Island defense, you got to give them a lot of credit.
Nash back to pass, just a little bit overthrown. Looking downfield for number 6, Dylan Smith, of Islip.
The teammates.
It'll be 3rd down and 8. This is a big play. They got to establish a nice drive here in the first possession of the third quarter. City needs a big stop. Long Island hasn't punted all game. Midway through the third quarter, they lead 23-9. Just looked a little disjointed, the first play call with the inside handoff for a marginal gain and then the incomplete pass. It's a big play. They got to pick up, at least half the 8 yards here and get themselves to make a decision whether they want to punt or not.
Oh, he's got a lot of green grass.
He's holding his jersey. And he still got him. Their penalty will be interference on the D-back because he got beat on the play. Number 17, Alec Anderson of Plain Edge, was wide open. Gave him a little tug to try not to get beat for the long touchdown, which is smart.
Yep.
You get beat in space, so the best thing to do right there is to hold him so he can't get away. And still a great throw by Brady Nash for the first down. Pickup of about, I would say, 30 yards.
Yeah, and that's Alec Anderson, 6'4", 195, signed to play at Johns Hopkins. Big receiving threat for the Plain Edge Red Devils, and a big two-way player as well for them. So great career and great play there.
Bennett's down to the 25. I stand corrected, a 39-yard reception. So it'll be 1st down and 10 from the 25-yard line of New York City. Clock moving at 5:30. Nash taking the play from the sideline and switch it up a little bit. Looks like Coach Mike Stanley calling in the play from Cary. Shotgun formation, and it'll be an inside give. Oh, big hit. Number 4,
flag is thrown
Daniel
there.
Germain, helmet to helmet.
New York City coaching staff is not happy, but that's the exact type of hit they're trying to avoid in a game like this.
I'll tell you what, he's a big-time hitter, though.
Yeah.
I mean, that's big-time football. But if it's helmet to helmet, it's illegal. So we could hear it up here in the booth, and you see that right there. That's tough.
Looks like he led with the crown of the helmet there.
Yep.
A nice job by Berkery breaking the first tackle there and even getting a couple yards out of that.
A couple of guys in New York City really impressed me on defense. Daniel Germain is one of them, and Chris Etienne has really had a good game. The D end from South Shore. You got some guys that can play.
Certainly.
And we've seen some big hits here, and the officials are huddling right now to decide if that was a helmet-to-helmet contact, and if they're going to pick up the flag or if they're going to assess a 15-yard penalty on the big hit on Michael Berkery. Tough to make those calls, but we see it all the time in college. College, when you lead with the crown of the helmet, they get ejected on those calls.
Yeah, you'll see guys get ejected in the second half and have to sit out the first half of the next game. They picking it up?
No, they're not.
A lot of times on those plays, it's easier to tell on the frame by frame, but that, it definitely looked like he got him in the head. I don't think it was a dirty play per se, but did get him up high.
A little playful John, Dylan Kakareko of Oceanside, having some fun with number 93, Trayshawn Wallace of Canarsie. They've been going at it all game.
Yep.
Kakareko at the right tackle and Wallace at the left defensive end. Just really cool seeing kids getting along on a football field, going to war and banging every play and then being able to shake hands and walk away from each other friends. It's kind of cool, and this is what this game does too. It bonds a lot of guys together. It's a great experience.
It certainly is.
Nash back in shotgun. He throws out to number 20 of Long Island.
That's J.J. Collins of Farmingdale there.
And he'll pick up maybe 2 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Let's see who makes the tackle here. Replay, just a quick out. No real play action. And he makes the play right there.
That's 44 there and on the stop.
It's a really nice open field tackle.
Hassan Osman.
2nd down and 9.
Well done, Hassan Osman of Brooklyn Tech, who shares the field with his brother. And Michael Berkery takes it down to around the 6-yard line. It'll be 3rd down. And Benny, I'll say it's a long 4. What do you think?
I think you get your big threats in there. The Alec Andersons, the J.J. Collins, line them up in that man coverage we've been seeing all day, and throw a ball up there, let them make a play.
Yeah, what they were doing also is they were doing that student body right and running the ball, but they would put Berkery in with the Wildcat there. So we'll see.
Nashville in the shotgun here.
Trips right, and one receiver to the left. He rolls right. He's got 19 wide open. And he dropped it. That would have been some catch.
Let's see on the replay here. Did the ground cause that one to come out?
Christian Tadaro up with the left hand, corrals the ball. Looks like he makes the catch. And then as he hits the ground in the back of the end zone, the ball pops out. Well-thrown ball. Great coverage in the secondary. And just goes up and gets it.
Yeah, the ground.
Wow.
Great effort, though. Christian Tadaro, he was the star of that thrilling win over Hills East in the LI Class 2 championship last fall. Great run for Carey, and he certainly had a great season in that game specifically. First team All Long Island guy.
4th down and 5 from the 7-yard line. They can get a first down at the 2.5. So they can get a first down, but they're going to go for the field goal. Brody Schaefer is on for the 24-yard field goal attempt. Joey Diesso, the holder. The snap is good. The kick is up. And it is good. Long Island scores first here in the second half. Extends a 14-point lead to 17. It's 26-9. We'll go down to J.P. Chelowitz, and let's see what he has to say on the field.
Thanks, Greg. Here down the sideline, Long Island just got a field goal by Brody Schaefer. And on that drive, the big thing for Long Island was they were taking the ball down the field, doing deliberate plays that they have the whole game today. That's been the key for Long Island. They've taken long drives to run down the clock. And for the city, they've had a hard time speeding up the game. Back to you, Greg.
Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Half pipe, leave you full of pain? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle, so you can feel better, faster.
Hey, we're back here at Hofstra University. Greg Sarah from Newsday Sports with Ben Dixon in the booth. And Ben, that was a nice drive by Long Island.
Very nice drive. 8 plays, 59 yards, 4 minutes and 32 seconds, capped off by the 24-yard field goal by Brody Schaefer. And a nice kickoff by Schaefer, too.
Yeah, he's been strong kickoffs today. It's the second touchback of the game. He's got a strong leg. He came on the scene as a sophomore at Newsday All Long Island team. And then he was injured a couple times. Junior year wasn't quite the same, and then came back as, like you would say, a Swiss Army knife for West Hampton Beach his senior year. He's a fantastic football player.
Yeah, he plays both ends of special teams, punt, kick, return. He's running back, wide receiver type of guy, and then what he does as a defensive back. Impressive player, impressive young man.
Long Island leads 26-9 here in the third quarter. 2:46 remaining. New York City will take over at its own 25-yard line. Let's see if they switch the quarterbacks up, but no, they're staying with Corey Reese. I think
I'm surprised.
Quarters. Are they going quarters, maybe first and third, second and fourth?
Maybe. I was impressed from what we saw with Wolf Young, though.
Isaiah Wolf Young was great. And here's Corey Reese.
That was a nice throw.
Nice play. Little stiff arm, big gain, 0. Chakai Paul with the big gain, like that run. 24-yard gain, first down, nice throw. Both quarterbacks have been impressive.
Yeah, and then look, the simple slant underneath pattern right here. Let's see if we get the replay. They've got some trunk yardage last drive, and here again. It's easy. With man coverage, take advantage of it. And Paul, we've been calling his name a lot too. That was we got Reese now 10 for 21, 130 yards and a touchdown. It's a solid day for him, and we'll see if he can lead him to some more points on the board.
First and 10 from the New York City 49-yard line. Corey Reese in shotgun, and he gives looks like Tyler Cabas is back in the game.
That's 77 and 44 in there for Long Island.
Yeah, Anthony Grimaldi, he had a great first half. 77, Dylan Spano at Bayport Blue Point. Grimaldi, who plays at East Rockaway. Really impressive football player.
No doubt. Yeah, Spano led Bayport in tackles for loss, and forced fumbles each of the last 2 seasons, just to give you an idea of the type of player he is.
You know what blows my mind? I looked at the stats from Paul, the wide receiver, and he only had 25 catches and 7 touchdowns this year, and they called it a breakout year. I guess they run a lot.
Yeah.
They don't throw a lot, because he's on my football team. He's getting 80 catches.
Yeah, you're putting him in the Hills West offense this past year. One of those, even with Brady Nash there at Islip, could put up some big numbers.
Looks like we are going Wildcat formation with Tyja Schulters, and he hands it off to number 1, Tyler Cabasa. And he gets met by a few Long Island guys. Brody Schaefer is one of them. After a gain of about 4 as the final minute ticks down here in the third quarter, 50 seconds remaining. Little handoff inside give. And then Brody Schaefer comes up with the big hit from the safety position. Nice tackle.
Yep. I've been tempted to say Buckeyes and Wolverines today. It's just naturally coming to mind.
Yeah, the uniforms are fantastic. We have a couple guys on the sideline being tended to by the Arlen & Cohen sports medicine staff. These kids, playing on such a hot day, keeping them hydrated, keeping them healthy. It's impressive. And without that support, it wouldn't have this game.
Yep, title sponsor.
If he doesn't stumble there, he may have gotten on the outside. But stopped by Sharif McMillan of Wantor was Cabasa. He's going to get minimal yardage. It'll be 4th down and about 4, maybe a long 3.5. And this is a big play for the city. They need to get some momentum here as the third quarter comes to an end. Long Island, they lead New York City 26-9 here at the National Football Foundation All Star Classic. We'll be back. Stay with us.
This will be the best game you ever played in your life. We have an all-star coaching staff. They're all head coaches, all successful head coaches from the 5 boroughs. We've got phone calls from California, Texas, Ohio, people who saw our game and said, "That's a high school all-star game?" Because you will be treated like a Division I athlete, if not better, in this conference. Everything that we're doing here tonight is custom built for you. When that helmet comes out of the box, your name's going to be imprinted on it.
Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Half pipe, leave you full of pain? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle, so you can feel better, faster.
Thanks, Greg. Well, for Long Island, in the first 3 quarters has been the same, like the third quarter. They dominated the time possession. They ran the ball down the field, took time off the clock to force the city to have to speed up, which they'll have to do in the fourth. For the city, the key has to be to score and get the ball back and score quickly. Keep Long Island's drives short. Back to you, Greg.
And we got the play of the game here so far, 4th and 3rd to start the fourth quarter. Ben Dixon here from Newsday Sports alongside Greg Sarah, who's coming right back to the headset right now.
Big play, Ben. 4th down and 4. That's a give. Look at that. He's going to go for it on the run.
He's got it.
Get it. Nice play call. They just went power straight ahead inside the tackles. Was that Filbert?
Yep.
Kion Filbert of Lincoln. Excellent run. Just a strong run up the middle from Abraham Lincoln. He's
ran for over 600 yards last year, over 500 as a junior. Didn't get to play in the playoffs, unfortunately, so he's one of these guys that has benefited from having this extra game here.
Good looking football player.
Yeah, gets the spotlight one last time.
Like you said, seconds count.
Seconds do count.
Right? This fourth quarter's moving along. We just get started here, and they're already a minute in. They only run one play. I mean, I'd be a little bit more hop in my step trying to score here. Nice throw. Does he have him? Yes, he does.
What a day it's been for Solomon Dakota.
He's just so impressive.
By number 88, Solomon Dakota.
There's not a lot you can do when the ball's thrown in that spot with that big of a receiver who's got great hands. It's just a great job.
Yeah, it's just a super impressive day for him overall. I'll be curious what the numbers look like at the end of it. But yeah, like we said before, second in the PSAL 4A for receptions and receiving yards in league play. Playmaker week in and week out. We've seen it today, play in and play out.
First and goal, and they go with something that looked a little bit like just a quarterback sneak and just power forward. Probably picked up a yard. It'll be second down and goal from the 4. Here you go. Look at this pass play. Step back, nice drop, unloads. Really nice delivery. And just a great leaping catch at the 5. Good concentration.
Great adjustment.
Yep.
Perfect placement.
Outstanding play by Solomon Dakota. Second down and goal. New York City trying to cut into that Long Island lead. They trail 26-9. 13:08 remaining. Inside handoff to Filbert. Nothing doing. Defense led by Xavier Ali, Sharif McMillan. And it looked like, was that Grimaldi again on the tackle? It was. Number 44, Anthony Grimaldi. With a little help from number 33, Curtis Ely III.
Can't say enough of the job that this interior defensive line has done today for Long Island, especially after that first drive where they, it's pretty much all running down the field.
They were pushed around a little bit.
Third
down and goal from the 4. What are you looking for? Play action here, or you think they're going to run it again?
I think there's one man you got to go to here.
Yeah, number 88.
Number 88, single coverage. Luke Martin, who's done a great job himself, but 88 has had himself a day.
Well, in the backfield is Tyler Cabasa to the left of quarterback Corey Reese. Twins left. This could be that slant pattern again, and it is.
No
incomplete
flag.
pass, and the ball was thrown really early. Receiver never really got into his pattern. He's pleading his case in the end zone. Is Guy Capole. It'll be fourth down and goal from the 4. There may have been a little tug on the defensive back. We'll take a look at it now. Let's see what you think.
I think that's a good no call.
Yeah.
Pretty solid coverage.
I think if he waits a little longer, you got to be patient sometimes. Yeah. Let that route develop. He wanted to be a quick hitter, but it wasn't there right away. If he gives him time to develop, that's a touchdown. So let's see if he comes back to his main man, Solomon Dakota, or he goes back to the top to Gaika Paul. He's going to go to Paul. And it's going to be incomplete.
That's good defense, Eric St. Louis.
Yes, great job.
Is incomplete.
As the two have a little chat at the end.
I think you got to go for it there on 4th and 4. But you were down 17. Could have made it a 2-possession game. I would have gone for it as well in that situation. All-star game. Get reward your guys there with a touchdown. But
big defensive play, Ben. But I'll tell you what, there's a lot of contact there. I probably would agree with Kaika Paul that there was too much contact before the ball arrived.
Yeah, couple do letting the DBs get away with some stuff. We got the college/NFL level officiating here. A little bit different from
let
high school.
them play.
Yeah,
that's what that is. So Long Island takes over after turnover on downs at their 4-yard line. JP Cheslowitz. What do you got, JP?
Oh, thanks, Greg. Well, the city got down to the red zone down near the end zone, but they couldn't score. The Long Island defense, once again, a theme of today's game, stopped the city again. And well, for Long Island, they're going to try to do what they did the whole game today. Run the clock down and take over time possession. Back to you, Greg.
Great play on defense on first down. Diesso trying to thread the needle into coverage. It looked like Diesso tried to throw that into coverage to Gio Alvarez. Thread the needle, right?
Yeah,
he hit the receiver.
It looked like a pretty good toss.
Yeah, it was, but
Let's
Hassan Osman knocked the ball out of his hands. So if you see this dangerous pass, but he makes the catch, and Osman stays with it and strips it. Incomplete. Nice job on defense. And the defense just jumped, no call. Good no call. 99, Zarek Caldwell just trying to get a jump on that outer edge from Mount St. Michael. And it's going to be a give and then a fake
It's a
by
keep.
Diesso. He's going to stretch it all the way out and then slide. Smart play. No reason to get smoked when you're going out on that edge. And you had a lot of pursuit from that City defense. They're doing a great job. Pickup of 1. It'll be 3rd down and 9. And remember, we haven't seen Long Island punt yet.
No.
This could be their first punt
upcoming.
Now, would you pooch punt here on 3rd down and kick it out as far as you can? You know, would you do that? Would you give up the 3rd down and surprise them with nobody back? Or would you go for 1st down and then punt on 4th down?
No, I think you go for the first here. All-Star game, it's gonna be. You don't want to take away another down from these guys, even if it's not gonna be a successful one. Oh, that's a big hit.
Again, as the quarterback, you got to see that. Look at this stat here, a little extra activity.
That's number 4 again, Jermaine.
A lot of extra activity.
Flag is on the field. Jermaine had that big hit down on Diesso too.
Game's getting emotional. There's guys all over the field wrestling and giving it a little bit of extra action. I don't know if that's an illegal hit or not. It looked like a hard hit. I don't think there was a flag. I don't know what the flag was.
Yeah, there was a flag down. They must have picked it up, but
referee said, "Nah, it was a good football hit, shoulder to shoulder, led with the shoulder pad." So here's your first punt from his own end zone.
Brody Schaefer out there to punt. Down to return 3-1 for the City. That's Kabasa and Schulters. We've been calling both their names all day.
Both dangerous punt returners. 10 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of the National Football Foundation All Star Classic. And here's Brody Schaefer to punt from Long Island from his own end zone.
Late substitution here.
Yeah.
About 9:30 left in the game.
Take your time. Tyler Kabasa on the return.
Tyler Kabasa on the return.
Looks like Saquon Lawton lost his helmet as he was blocking downfield.
It is getting a little chippier here, Greg. You don't. It's good to see the competitive edge, but to an extent here.
Yep.
We've got 9 minutes left in the.
Great job by the City defense, by the way.
That was a great job.
An uninspiring offensive possession from Long Island. City's fired up.
Yeah, they responded, and a nice return by Kabasa there to put them right back in business.
The offense got them into the red zone and then failed on 4th down. And then the defense pinned them in there. Now they got great field position. 1st and 10 for New York City at the 28-yard line of Long Island.
9:13 to play. If the City wants a chance at a great comeback here, they got to put some points on the board quick. And just, in case they do score, onside kicks are only permitted in the last 4 minutes if we get to that point.
It's a nice run. Tackle made by number 58, Trayvon Holland. He came across the field to make that play. Great run by Tyja Schulters. Somebody on Long Island came flying through the backfield and just missed making the tackle. Might have been Cascade. We'll take a look at that. He just came in, almost a big loss right there.
Looks like it was Cascadin, who's had a real nice game.
Good move. Schulters got some great hips. He must have been fun to watch throughout the PSAL season. 2nd down and 1. Ball at just over the 20-yard line of Long Island. Tough snap.
Good catch.
Yeah, saved that from being a disaster. It'll be a loss of 2. Bring up 3rd down and 3, but something to say for athleticism for Tyja Schulters. That looked like he got away from the center.
Got one hand on that, and then to not fumble when Ely's coming right at you. 55 in there as well for the Long Island defense. That's Sharif McMillan from Wantagh. Good job by the both of them to be right on top of that, but obviously good job by Schulters there not to fumble that as well.
3rd down and 3. He's definitely throwing here. I shouldn't say that. On 4th down and 4 before, they went right up the middle for a 1st down, but they had Filbert in the game for that. Do they go deep now? Maybe a little play action and try to get Solomon Dukotu, maybe Guy Capol. They're going to give it back to their man, Schultes.
Yeah, that looks like it's right at the line to gain, Greg.
I think he got it.
Yep. Ref signaling to move the chain
First down
star.
run. Yep. I believe you're right. Number 7 on the tackle, Noah Schlapp of Half Hollow Hills West. Again, right now the enemy is the clock.
Yeah.
New York City, you got to get a little more hop in that.
We're down to 7 flat here now. And like I said, if they score before 4 minutes, they're going to have to kick it away too, according to these game rules. So
Reese still at quarterback. We talked about that in the fourth quarter. I don't know what why they didn't love the kid, Isaiah Wolf-Young. He played great.
He did.
Well, Reese has had a good game too. And off inside.
That's McMillan right there and Cascadin in on that together.
McMillan's had a great game. Cascadin, always a class act, helping him up.
Yep, good sportsmanship.
Tyja Schultes, who's been a workhorse today. They'll bring up 2nd down and 10 from the 18-yard line.
Just to see how fast this clock is running too. We're down to 6:15. You know, there's no stoppages here. I know there's a run there, but those incomplete passes, ball gets placed down right away and keep it moving outside those last 4 minutes. So City's definitely in a tough spot here, needing points sooner rather than later.
Well, he's got man coverage down here. Lucas Martin again.
Yeah, take a shot.
Yep. Martin battling all day with Solomon Dukotu, and you'll see if he backs off really quickly and gives him the short route, take away the deep route. He is looking at him right away. Comes back the other way, picked off, and dropped.
Oh, drop. But that was,
boy.
That was 22 in there on the play for
better throw. He had a
Long
touchdown. Guy Capol was open. That was V.A. Johnson
from Baldwin.
Yeah, he almost made the big pick. Nice read. Came across from the safety position. Just a nice throw, but didn't see the safety. Right there, look, he looks open, but here comes V.A. Johnson with the great play.
Johnson, we haven't said his name too much today, but signed to play football at Pace. 3-sport guy for Baldwin, lacks in basketball. First career dual-threat QB there at Baldwin, over nearly 5,000 yards, 50 touchdowns, 60% completion percentage. Excuse me. Good player from that program.
So 3rd down and 10. New York City at the Long Island 18-yard line. They trail 26-9. 5:20 remaining here in the game. Corey Reese at quarterback. He's got man coverage at the bottom of your screen with Solomon Dukotu, and he is looking his way. He hits him on a slant, and there's your touchdown. What an absolutely great play. A throw from Corey Reese to Solomon Dukotu. Touchdown.
How can you not be impressed by Solomon Dukotu today? I mean, this guy's been all over the place, got both touchdowns. He's been running this connection with Reese, too. Reese has done a great job. Let's see this. They'd be going for extra point here to try and cut it to 10. But that's what we were saying as these rules come into. Well, first, let's take a look at the replay here.
18-yard strike. Well timed.
Nice catch and run. LI defenders got tangled up there. Martin. And easy trip to the end zone there for Solomon. But like I said earlier, unless the rules have changed, which they might have, onside kicks only permitted in the last 4 minutes, according to the pregame program. So there's 4:53 left. They're going to have to kick this one away.
Andrew Stosko on for the extra point from Zavarian. Trying to cut it to a 10-point deficit. The snap, the hold, and it'll be wide left, no good. So that'll keep it Long Island 26, New York City 15. And we'll go down to JP Cheslowitz and see what JP thinks about what just happened. JP. Hey, JP.
Thanks, Greg. Well, for the City, they got on the board here. Big touchdown drive for them. Well, so what they have to do now is they got to stop Long Island. It's something they've struggled with today. Let's see if they can do it quickly to get the ball back to make this very interesting last couple minutes. Back to you, Greg.
Thanks, JP. So, they go down and score. It took them 2 different drives to get in. How many plays?
6 plays, 28 yards, 420. Dakota, 18-yard reception. He's got 6 for 59 or 89, I should say, and 2 touchdowns on the game. He's been their MVP in my eyes.
Yeah, I would agree with you. He's a special talent. And Corey Reese has been dynamite at quarterback. He made some great throws. This game's not over. I mean, I know there's only 4:53 or so left, and they'll have to kick it away now. They can't go onside kick. I see the game chairman, Pete Bleiberg, jogging across the field to make sure it's clear that you cannot onside kick until inside 4 minutes. He just put up 4 fingers. So they're going to have to kick it off, and then Long Island's going to have to find a way to get a couple first downs and run some clock and do better than the last series.
I think we'll see. They've been alternating possession. Should be Brady Nash and company, that unit in here on this one. They've had success moving the ball. Expecting to keep it on the ground with an 11-point lead and this little time left. But again, in the last 4 minutes, it is normal stop clock. So they're going to have to make some positive yardage happen. But, they're in the driver's seat for sure right now.
This game's only possible with the support of Orland and Cohen Sports Medicine and their trainers and Dr. James Pacey and Ray Nelson and all the people who support what Mark Hudak put together here from the National Football Foundation's New York City chapter. And I've been impressed. They pulled it together in a short period of time, and I think everybody's going to walk away from this with a really good feeling.
No doubt. And so it's only going to get better year in and year out, too. And for the first one since COVID, it's been a rousing success. And
guess who makes the tackle on special teams? Tyja Schultes.
He's been all over the place, too. Him and Dakota have been their two guys, and Reese, too.
He's been doing a lot of the heavy lifting. People say he's not that big of a guy, but, man, he plays as big as anybody on the field.
Certainly does, Greg.
So we'll see what Long Island comes out and what they're going to do here with 4:27 remaining. They lead by 11, but the city has been dangerous. And it'll be, let's see, at quarterback.
It's Brady Nash in there with Vialta in the backfield.
There you go. He split wide with wide receiver Harrison Behan. Handoff is going to go up inside, and maybe no gain, maybe a loss of 1. No gain, looks like.
I think that was 90 in there. Kamari Valentine in. Chippiness after the play. We don't need that right now.
On the carry.
Yeah, some guys play hard, and they play hard every play, and, you play until the whistle. And, Hassan Osman is having a great game. He did nothing wrong on that. I saw, that whole thing develop. And Brendan Kurtz of Ward Melville,
It's the heat, literally the heat of the moment right now.
Took exception.
90 plus degrees field down there.
I'll tell you what, Brendan Kurtz has had his hands full all day on that side of the line with Chris Etienne. He's done a fantastic job. Etienne, one of the better players out here today. Nice move. And it'll be a first down. Excellent work by number 17, and it'll be a late hit.
That's Alec Anderson, I believe.
Alec Anderson is having a terrific game also. That'll be a late hit on the sideline. They'll tack 15 on to what was a 15-yard gain. And now they'll tack on 15 for the personal foul. The ball will be moved into New York City territory.
Yeah,
somewhere around 43, Ben.
That's a big 15 yards to add on to that, too, because under 4 minutes now, the clock is going to stop on out of bounds and, incomplete passes. But Long Island, New York City does have their 3 timeouts to use, but they can keep the ball on the ground for the most part with another first down here.
Ball will be placed at the 40-yard line of New York City. You don't want to give up that kind of real estate. I know guys are playing hard and trying to make a play and maybe force a fumble, but sometimes you got to be smart when the ball's on the sideline like that. There's no reason to make that late hit.
Yep.
Nash in shotgun. Dylan Smith in motion, fake handoff. He's going to run it up the middle.
It's a nice tackle there, 93.
He did
Trayshawn Wallace.
Yep, he did well to get 3 or 4 yards. That could have been a loss.
Clock's still moving, though. It'll be interesting to see if the city uses their timeouts or not. They're going to keep him in the pocket for now.
They're going to give him 2 yards at the 38.
Down to 3:30.
Second down and 8. Dylan Tavetta split wide right. Motion and a pass to number 14. And a great move down the sideline. Outstanding run by Andrew Amarando of Connecticut High School. First time we've heard his name. And tempers are flaring a little bit with the linemen. It's hot out. These guys have played in 85 to 88 degrees all day. I give them a lot of credit.
Long Island first down.
Yep. Certainly is, like we said, baseball weather down there. But Credit to both lines who've done a good job all day, but understandably in the heat of the moment late. Down to 3:12 here. Game not fully over yet, but Long Island in control and driving and looking to officially put the city away. Definitely understandable, Greg.
Yep, some of the coaches getting together, taking a couple guys off the field for a play or two to calm everybody down. And it looks like everybody is taking control. All the adults on the field. Pete Bleiberg out on the field telling people to calm it down. And it's good that they have that kind of control. First down and 10 at the 21-yard line. 3:10 remaining. Nash rolls right. He throws deep, and he's got a wide open number 13. It'll be a touchdown. Jesse Brooks, Half Hollow Hills West. Nice throw on the run by Brady Nash. 21 yards for the score.
Touchdown to number 13.
Both touchdown throws we've seen from Nash have been with a little bit of movement. You know, the one off the back foot on the misdirection earlier, and this one rolling outside the pocket. Perfect throw. These wide receivers do a great job. And just got to get him the ball there, Greg, and that's exactly what he did.
Motion in front of him. Looked like Dylan Smith rolls right. Gets a little bit of time, and on the run just unloads to a wide open Jesse Brooks. And Jesse Brooks, he holds the Long Island record for touchdown receptions in a season with 20. And that is through for Brody Schaefer. The extra point is good. And Daniel Germain came flying through there. He almost blocked that, number 4. It is 34. I don't think it's 34. 33-15. We'll fix that. There we go on the scoreboard. All right, we got it right. 33-15, Long Island leads. 3:06 remaining. National Football Foundation All Star Classic. We'll be back.
Not feeling the love after your last tennis match? We've got specialists for that. Running for the train, derail your knee? We've got specialists for that. Diving after that grounder, leaving you grounded? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
This will be the best game you ever played in your life. We have an all-star coaching staff. They're all head coaches, all successful head coaches from the 5 boroughs. We've got phone calls from California, Texas, Ohio, people who saw our game and said, "That's a high school all-star game?" Because you will be treated like a Division I athlete, if not better, in this context. Everything that we're doing here tonight is custom built for you. When that helmet comes out of the box, your name is going to be imprinted on it.
Welcome back to Hofstra University as Pete Bleiberg walks at the back of the end zone with the Player of the Game trophy. And that could be a number of people, Ben. You know, we've seen some outstanding performances from both sides. New York City's quarterback, Corey Reese, the wide receiver, Solomon Dukotu, and on Long Island side, who do you like on the
I'll
Long
give you
Island
my
side?
front runner here, Brady Nash, islip quarterback. He's done a great job, 9 for 13, 164 yards. 2 touchdowns on the day, including that 21-yard pass to Jesse Brooks in the last possession.
I agree with you. And look who gets the pop-up kick is Solomon Dukotu, and he brings it back to the 43, 44-yard line. A Long Island side, you know, I agree with you on Brady Nash. I think he's been unbelievable in this football game. But I also got to tell you that I thought Brody Schaefer had a heck of a game. There's been a couple guys that have really
the whole
played.
defense, really. Blake Cascadden's had some game.
Yep, Blake Cascadden. How about Trayvon Holland? He's been all over the field.
Ben Capolo's been there for a couple tackles.
Yeah,
for
Northport.
loss.
Yep. And your guy, Harrison Bien, is doing it all over the
Yeah,
field. Paul Washington.
he's been good. I'm happy we got to spotlight him earlier this week.
It's been a fantastic experience. You know, you think you're watching Ohio State and Michigan here, you know, in an all-star game. It's exactly
another shout out to Rydell, Rich Polo, the area rep. They did such a good job with this. The helmets, from the Axiom helmets all the way down to the cleats. It's really tremendous stuff.
So Corey Reese back at quarterback for New York City, and he's got number 3.
Oh, that's going to be picked. Schaefer.
That'll be Brody Schaefer. And we'll see how long he brings that back from the 35. He's still going. And we're going to have a penalty flag back at the 37-yard line behind the play against Long Island.
Schaefer, he's building his case too, Greg.
Yeah.
With that pick.
Somebody did something stupid behind the return. Was not necessary. We'll see if we can pick it up here on the return. I have my thoughts on what it was, but I don't want to single anybody out.
I think the ref might have made an illegal block in the back. Could be a personal foul, though, too.
We'll see it right here. Here we go. Schaefer's returning the ball. There it is.
That's unnecessary.
That's
right there.
targeting. It wasn't even a big-time targeting, but it is a blindside hit.
Yeah. Absolutely none of that in this game.
And it wasn't even like he tried to smoke him, but it's still, you hit a guy off balance like that and you catch him in the wrong position, you're going to blow his knee out. And that's what they're trying to prevent.
And it's especially in this situation, too, the last thing you want. It's good job by the officials on top of that. And thankfully, it wasn't anything worse.
2:47 remaining. Long Island 33, New York City 15 here in the National Football Foundation All Star Classic here. What's kind of considered the Midsummer Classic, even though it's really not midsummer, although it feels like it.
Beginning of summer. Was it yesterday the first day of summer officially?
Yeah. We're not in the middle.
Yeah, it feels like it.
Yeah, it's a hot day. Give Carissa Kelman a lot of credit. She's been a sport down on the field, dealing with the heat, and JP Chelowitz. And
she might have used a little more sunscreen than JP.
Yeah. JP definitely got burnt. Brady Nash, your quarterback, shotgun.
Oh, he's throwing this. Nope.
Good blocks.
That was a backwards pass, I'm pretty sure.
We got another penalty from the back judge. No, from the field judge. I think he's going to call somebody else peeling back on another blindside hit. That's the way that play is designed, but you're not supposed to peel back and hit somebody who's not expecting it, is defenseless.
Face mask they're calling on the defense.
He's not calling. Wow, he's not calling. Oh, you know what? On the block, when the defensive player was protecting himself, he grabbed the face mask.
So he has to tack on 15 there.
Wow. Here we're watching on the replay now.
This was definitely a backwards pass too.
Yeah,
so that's going to be a run.
Yep. Here we go, right there. Okay. Great job by the officials. That was the field judge who made that call.
Nice game for Gio Alvarez too.
Gio Alvarez, he probably had 5 or 6 catches today, maybe more.
I believe he's going on to play at Endicott next year. 33 catches for 529 and 4 touchdowns this past season. Great defensive back as well.
You know, we didn't mention Brady Nash was in National Football Foundation Suffolk chap, the Golden 11.
Oh, yeah.
We got quite a few of them in this game.
I got my notes down. I think.
What about Dylan Spano? Wasn't he?
Dylan Spano was in there. Xavier Ali was the.
He's the winner.
He was the
Top
winner.
scholar athlete.
Him and Will Handley there.
Smart
Chaminade,
kids.
who is not.
Nice screenplay. Really developed nice. Tyler Violta takes it from the 20 down to the 7-yard line. It'll be first down and goal. Nash sold that really well.
Tyler Vialta on the catch. First and goal.
Tick down under 2 minutes.
.150 right now on the clock. It's been a great day though, Greg. I've been enjoyed being up here with you. It's been fun having this game back. My first time personally being a part of it.
No, I thought it was a great day. Thank you for being a part of this telecast. I want to thank Joe Giannotti on stats. He did a phenomenal job as usual. Joe is the king of stats on Long Island. Second to no one, including Andy Slauson.
Yep, that'd be correct.
And Andy's great in his own right. He helped us with a lot of this with the rosters and getting things done. They're going to take a knee on it. Very classy. I love that. It shows a lot of respect to the New York City team, and everybody leaves with a good feeling.
Yep.
I want to thank JP Chelowitz on the sideline with our Carissa Kelman and T&D Sports. You guys have done a great job in the video production here, and we're going to see this game grow.
Certainly will. Does this win count toward Dave Ettinger's record?
We're going to have to ask Andy Slauson about that. He's tough on the wins for coaches. You know what's funny? There was a game that Hans Wiedeke was coaching with Babylon that he was not there for. I don't know all the specifics, but he couldn't be there in person to be the head coach. The team won the game, and Andy gave the win to the coach that filled in for him.
You got it.
And and Hans finished with 99 career wins.
Oh, that's tough.
And 2 or 3 Long Island championships. One of Long Island's greatest head coaches, a phenomenal human being, was a chairman of Suffolk football for a long time. And a little shout out to him, living down south now. Great football game, Ben. Long Island 33, New York City 15. As we tick down the final seconds, players on the field showing each other a lot of respect, the crowd enjoying it. And when we come back, we'll announce the most valuable player of the National Football Foundation's All Star Football Classic from Hofstra University. Stay with us. We'll be back.
Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Half pipe, leave you full of pain? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle, so you can feel better, faster.
This will be the best game you ever played in your life. We have an all-star coaching staff. They're all head coaches, all successful head coaches from the 5 boroughs. We've got phone calls from California, Texas, Ohio, people who saw our game and said, "It's a high school all-star game?" Because you will be treated like a Division I athlete, if not better, in this context. Everything that we're doing here tonight is custom built for you. When that helmet comes out of the box, your name's going to be imprinted on it.
Not feeling the love after your last tennis match? We've got specialists for that. Running for the train, derail your knee? We've got specialists for that. Diving after that grounder, leaving you grounded? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle, so you can feel better, faster.
My name is Timothy Smith. I'm the head coach at Holy Cross High School. I think that this is an unbelievable opportunity to showcase some of the talent in New York City and Long Island. The game always had a great reputation. To get it back means it's bringing New York football back to where it used to be. Years ago, when we used to play this game, we would get all kinds of Division I athletes in this game, professional players. To get that notoriety back, we'll draw the big-time schools back to New York, which has been traditionally touted as a basketball state, and now we'll be getting some football interest back here.
Final score here at Hofstra University, Long Island 33, New York City 15. Ben, fantastic football game.
Great football game. I think it's just great that this game is back. Such a good thing for the state of New York football. Here in the summer, where people aren't thinking about football too much going into it, Pete Blyberg, National Football Foundation, New York City chapter, Mark Hudak, they did a tremendous job.
Absolutely.
First game was definitely a success.
All right, we're going to go down to the field now for some final thoughts from our Carissa Kelman. Carissa?
Thanks, Greg. It's been a lot of electricity and a lot of great feelings here on the sidelines. Both teams have had a great game. Speaking of, Michael Berkery had Brady Nash, great quarterback. Offense really showed what they're made of, but defense did too. We'll have Trayvon Holland on soon. But Long Island really showed their prowess, and I'm sure these guys had a great game really playing for their last senior game. Back to you guys.
Again, 33-15 win for Long Island. Greg, just been an absolute pleasure. Interested to see who gets these postseason awards. I think we got a post-game awards, I should say. I think we got a pretty good feeling though.
Yeah, we do. I think it's pretty clear that Brady Nash of Islip, who had a fantastic game. He was on point all game, controlled the football, no turnovers, a couple big touchdown passes. I thought he spread it around to quite a few different receivers. He was a difference maker in this game. I thought, I'd be surprised if it was anybody else. I mean, I loved him.
Yeah, he was tremendous. Obviously, the great quarterback at Islip.
Pete Blyberg is about to give the
through 10 for 14, 177 yards and 2 touchdowns. From Iceland, New York, Brady Nash. Congratulations to Brady and Team Long Island on today's victory. On behalf of the NFF All Star Classic, thank you so much for coming. Please drive home safely, and we'll see you next year.
Trayvon Holland, 2 of the stars of today's game for Long Island. Well, gentlemen, I'm going to first start with Trayvon. Your defense today, having the big plays early, big plays all around. How did you feel playing this?
It felt honestly amazing. And like pregame, I knew this was coming because warm-ups, we were locked in. Practice, we were locked in. Pre-game, we were locked in. And it all just came together during the game. So it really was my teammates. It wasn't really me.
And Mike, you've had a hell of a career. Way to end it today. How did you feel being one of the key contributors for a Long Island team offensively?
It felt amazing. I mean, my offensive line was great. I was only there for a week because I had lacrosse the week before, but meeting these guys, they're all great and they all love the sport and they all wanted to protect me, and so I'm all for that. And they just helped me make those big plays, and Brady Nash was making awesome reads today, helped me stay injury-free. So I got to give credit to my O-line for making those plays for me, and Brady Nash for making an awesome throw for that touchdown over there.
And one last question for both of you. How does this feel ending your high school careers today with a win in a game like this against the first All-Star game in a long time?
It feels phenomenal. I mean, I'm a little surreal right now. I'm glad to end off my career with another win, and I've been winning for the last 3 years at Garden City, so it's nice to cap it off with just one more win for Long Island. And I'm hoping this continues next year because I had a lot of fun meeting new guys and playing with them. So it was great to be in this Boomer game right now.
And Traylon?
It honestly just felt amazing. Being able to play with the best players on Long Island and then playing against the best players in the city, it was a great experience. And being able to win against the best players in New York City, the best experience ever. I'll do it again 1,000,000 times.
Thank you, Greg. Back to you guys up in the booth.
Well, that'll do it from here at Hofstra University, Ben. It was great working with you. I want to thank Jared Veluzzi for all the work he did on New York City, all the work you did with the Long Island team. Special thanks to JP Cheslowitz, Carissa Kelman, and our entire staff, Joe Giannotti on stats. It was a great day.
Tremendous day. Tremendous day. Couldn't have been more of a success for Pete Blyberg, Mark Hudak, this game, everyone involved. It was awesome.
Yeah, Orland Cohen and all their supporting sponsors, the New York Jets and New York Giants. It's been a lot of support, a great support group, and it was wonderful. From Hofstra University, it was Long Island 33, New York City 15, the first National Football Foundation All Star Classic. I'm Greg Sarah from Newsday Sports, and this is Ben Dixon. Thanks for joining us.